Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an episode of 13 Card Subject to Change on painkillers. Yes, we are all sore and we are tired from one of the longest 72 hours, but some of the most fun 72 hours we've ever had in wrestling.
Oh, my God.
And I want to point something out. All right, I just want to get this over with the top of the show.
You have no energy, my friend.
None whatsoever.
I don't know, that's good or bad for me.
But no, I want to get this over with at the top of the show. I don't know if I'm still on a high from this weekend, but I have made a decision, and I don't have to discuss it with my partner here, Leroy, because he doesn't give a shit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the third official member of the 13 Card Subject Change family. Jesse, you deserved this a long time ago.
Thank you, guys. Really, I'm happy to be a part of the family.
The only thing that sucks is we had a logo ready, but now we got to add Jesse's ugly mug to it. So we'll figure that out later.
I thought he was part of it anyway.
Most people did. So okay. But yes, Jay's take will of course be Jesse's thing. We are happy that he's here.
Of course,
Jesse. You know, when you got two people, it's fun and it's energetic. But sir, you have added something to this show that I look. I'm gonna get into it here in a second, but just I've learned in the past month to just enjoy wrestling.
Of course.
And that is something that no matter what you've hated or disliked about the show, the business, you've always just enjoyed it. And I think that's what more people need to do. So it is a little emotional to me because, but it's like, it's been an emotional 24 hours. We'll get into
it. It's been an emotional kind of 2 weeks.
But no, we're going to redo the logo. We're not going to release that until you're on it. We'll find room for it. It's a long time coming. And there's no other person that should be on there.
I already have an idea for that.
There we go.
I love you guys too, and I'm happy to officially be a part of the family. Thank you guys. I've actually gotten a few hits from a couple people to Jay's Take YouTube from Podomatic, which is great.
Yep. Send them our way.
and like I keep telling people, remember to subscribe to the YouTube.
So
hopefully starting at the end of this week and definitely into next week as my music load will start to lighten up.
There you go.
I'm going to be posting more content for us.
Well, hey, we have, let's see, there was well over 20 views on our Nick Alda's interview in 48 hours, over 130 views on it right now.
In over 72 hours, we have 130 some views,
we jumped up to 62 people on YouTube.
Yep.
And
62 or 61, somewhere in that range.
And we jumped probably about 20 or 30 people that are liking, following us on Facebook.
So today's show is going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because there was a lot of ugly.
Wow,
wow, wow. However, there's a lot of good.
Oh, yeah.
The ugly is more our take on what the good and bad was.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go through a couple of things here. Before we talk about the last 72 hours, Bash at the Liftbridge Brewery, live wrestling, what a show.
Yes.
The boys at MAW.
They put on a great show.
They know what they're doing.
Yes,
everyone from Eli to Brian to the other Brian to our boy Dave. By the way, how much of a flex can you have where you just call up Nick Aldis
as a last minute
call because Eric Redbeard had to
drop out the show.
We know why, but we're not going to say anything about it because that's probably privileged information.
Yes.
But here's the deal. When you can replace Eric Redbeard versus Stephan Bonner with Stephan Bonner, the UFC Hall of Famer, who was in my opinion, still one of the top 5 greatest fights in UFC history, versus Forrest Griffin, and he's facing the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis on short notice.
I mean, we kind of told Paul.
That's a flex, folks.
That's a flex.
That is a flex
because you get the chance.
I even told Dave that, and Dave was like,
Yeah,
I know.
To be able to get one of the best wrestlers in the world to come up and main event your show and put his title on the line, which he didn't have to do.
I don't think people realize. Okay, here's the deal: when you announce live on a show, I don't care what the contract says backstage.
Yeah.
The wrestling business has backstage politics, but then there's what happens live.
Yeah.
Hold on to that thought for later. But here's the deal: in that moment, Brian Sager, who also did the very first DPW last night on short notice, but Brian was great. Brian said, and I quote, to a live audience in Stillwater, Minnesota, "The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship is on the line." So that means it's the wrestling business. Shit happens.
Yep.
It ain't ballet, although ballet can get dangerous. I've seen some ballet moves. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
If Stephan Bonner and Nick had a moment where Nick gets hurt, and nobody calls it, and they just go to a finish, Stephan Bonner's the world's heavyweight champion.
Probably.
And that is a live thing that is not only available on the internet, but that is something that was regulation. It was scheduled. It was happening. Obviously, Billy Corgan was okay with it because Billy owns that belt. He has a right to say yes or no to what Nick does.
Yeah.
But I mean, theoretically, Stephan Bonner was a botch or a mistake away from being the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Yeah. That is 100% fact, and nobody's...
That's totally true.
It's like when WWE used to do a lot of tape stuff, they just never aired it, so nobody knew.
Yeah.
Like when Michaels and Jannetty won, but the rope snapped.
Yeah.
They just never aired it.
Yeah.
Those fans can say whatever they want, but there was no social media back then.
Yep.
That video footage was buried until it was documentary season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no one knew about that, so it would have never mattered to the television audience.
Nope.
So, but all the workers, I want to give a shout out. I don't know if anyone knows him. Sterling Psycho Bond showed up. Never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Never saw him before. He put on a clinic.
They had because that was just a hardcore match, I think, wasn't
ladder invitation.
It was a ladder match that where nothing was hanging because it was a outdoor show.
Yeah.
But basically what it was the ladder was like the main featured weapon basically.
Yeah.
And if WWE's going to have a contenders match every week, we can
dumpster.
Do and a dumpster.
A dumpster was involved, yes. You got to forgive.
A young man almost got hurt in that situation. But, ladies and gentlemen,
quick reflexes of the referee.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. One thing here. We love for kids to come to the match. Never say no to that. But if your child, especially in this case with special needs, I mean, if they're out there freely and they don't have a chair, please just make sure we're watching them. Please make sure that understanding that these wrestlers, they are in a move that, they're in a mood, I should say. Yeah. They're in a groove.
They're in a zone.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Please, they probably never saw him.
No,
100%.
I doubt it.
They were tunnel visioned on each other.
And excellent by the ref to just see it immediately and really save that kid from probably taking a really nasty shot.
Yeah. The almost botch from the top rope that he turned into a falling cutter.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Rampage Santana lost his ever loving shit.
Along with everybody else.
Oh my God.
That was insane.
No, huge ups, please.
Which, by the way,
out of the Vegas area, by the way.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, people, MAW, locally it's on Comcast 15.
They are now officially on
YouTube and Facebook.
And
I sent it to you, Jesse.
And
they're now available on Fight
TV.
Yes, they are.
So
definitely.
Usually about a week after their shows, go buy it. I think it's only like $7.
Midwest All-Star Wrestling.
It is the best $7 you're going to spend and watch a couple hours of the show.
Which is really fun. I'll get the teaser out to anybody. I'm not going to say who it's going to be.
Yep.
But we're going to have one of the guys that was on that show next week.
And possibly one of the ladies.
I'm working on that.
Yep.
I'm working on that.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to spoil anything, but it's not just one of the guys who was on that show and one of the ladies possibly. One of the ladies who we're a big fan of.
Oh, yes.
But his opponent.
I'm
just saying maybe I might have bought some merch last night.
All right.
We don't know.
You may or may not be wearing it currently as we record.
We don't know.
For those of you wondering, this is a Monday show.
Yes.
After some of the biggest 72 hours of wrestling I've ever seen. But anyway, before we get to that, no, folks, we love when the kids come to the arena. We love when the kids come to the shows. And I even said last night during DPW, you can get over when a room chants your name. You're over when you have a dozen 9-year-olds telling you to like get a broken neck. That's when you're over in the wrestling business.
I wasn't even part of it, and as I was walking around, little kid was wearing one of the masks of the guy who was performing.
Yep. Kyle Roberts. Who I did not realize up here has a huge kid following.
Yes.
And I see why. He was amazing.
He was trying to do something, and I go, let's do it too sweet.
Yeah.
And he did it too sweet. I'm like, I don't even know the kid, but I want to do that. I love it.
But no. So Bash at the Liftbridge Brewery was absolutely spectacular.
Oh, it was awesome.
I'm going to say it every show that I can. If there is a local wrestling promotion near you, yes, Jim Cornette will call them outlaw mud show type thing, but, judge yourself.
Exactly.
If after a while it gets to look like a regular Dynamite, which we'll get into, then yeah, don't watch it unless you're like us, who are not yet paid, but are basically we just don't want to be journalists without our information. But sadly, we still hate it. But no. Go support your local shows. Go support everything.
Plus, like I tell people, when you go to local shows, you just don't know, because a lot of them are very young. You just don't know if you're going to see them on a bigger stage at some point.
You know, it's interesting.
And it feels good to actually watch them, be fans of them coming up, and then watch them start to pay off. You're
Can I also say,
definitely.
I got to do a lot of things that weekend, and it started the Sunday before when Jesse over here decided, I'm going to contact the booking people of one Nick Aldis and say, what does it cost for, I believe you originally thought 15 minutes with a champ.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we're like, okay, well then someone's going to have to interview him, and you two motherfuckers just point at me. And for a week, I'm actually realizing I might be interviewing royalty here. And I'm not gonna lie, everyone was like giving me a big high five afterwards, but my God, the nervous energy I had with it. I marked out afterwards, but my God, that
Zach,
was
all I can say is after that Darren Corbin interview that we first did, your integrity of being an interviewer,
apparently
just
it's
boom,
there, yes.
it's there, so we had to go
and
with
you
it.
on interviews is way too much liability for the insurance we don't have. Anyway,
yes.
But no, Nick was incredibly gracious.
Yes.
Big ups to Dave for double checking with Nick,
yes.
who obviously did not have to give us that time.
No.
It was $100 for 10 minutes. I would have paid $200 at that point.
Man, I would have paid whatever to get 15 minutes with the champ.
But the fact is, I think I threw. I only had really 3 questions. A couple of them I threw at him, which were. Maybe different than I think he was expecting. Obviously asking about Mickey. I never cleared that with him, obviously, because we just kind of ran from ringside to do this. And
that was literally, yes.
But he was so cool. He was so gracious. He even waived the $20 fee for us to get that big photo with him,
which was awesome of him. Yeah.
He did not have to do that, mind you.
No.
That wasn't
apparently he really enjoyed meeting us and talking to us, is what I was told.
Yeah.
So it was a big pleasure for him to do that.
Please go look at that interview. Jesse and Leroy will be posting that on their Twitters very soon.
Oh, yeah.
But, Stephan Bonner.
I'll have to post that link up again.
Stephan Bonner did not wrestle like a former UFC guy.
He wrestled like a professional wrestler, yeah.
And that was impressive. Now, it's interesting that I say that because there's 2 other little flexes we get to say we got at this show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheik.
Yes.
Not the Iron Sheik, but
the original Sheik.
The original Sheik.
Yes.
Was at this show. That's a flex to just to sit next to the man,
which was incredible.
His show.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, he was.
And
sitting
then,
with his family.
for those of you who may or may not be up on your old school, I sent this to Bug, and he's a little pissed. Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, former NWA United States champion Gary Sharkey.
Yes.
Was there.
Yes.
And. I don't even know if I told you guys this yet, but what was so unique to me is in an era where work is sort of put on the back burner, at least to a lot of the national companies, to sit there. This is why I want to find a way to get Jim Cornette to watch MAW live, and here's why. When you get a guy who obviously Jim knows very well and respects, when you get a guy like Gary Sharkey who sits there and says, lot of good workers here tonight.
Yeah.
And that was the word he used.
Yeah.
He didn't say performers.
No.
He didn't say kids.
No.
He said there's a lot of good. So if he enjoyed the matches, it'd be interesting to see what Jim has to say about a lot of those shows.
And for my boys out in Philly, they realized that show too, I got to meet Mark Henry.
Yes.
So I got to get a picture and meet all 4 of the original Nation of Domination from WWE. I thought that was pretty damn neat.
We'll get blessed one day, and we'll get you with Dwayne.
Oh God, if I
somehow
I wouldn't know what to, I would have to have my kids with me.
Of course,
because my kids would be like,
the kids.
We may have to travel to
I don't know who would be
premiere of some
I don't know who would be worse, me or the kids.
To be honest,
I'm
I'd probably
say you.
melt.
I'd probably me.
Us as the adults would probably melt in his arms.
Not to spoil what we'll talk about at some point, but you would mark out harder than Eric did for a proposal that wasn't even his.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you would melt more than I did meeting Kelly Kelly.
That profile, I offered Jesse $10 the next day to change the profile picture.
It's not going nowhere.
No,
it's not going nowhere.
You know what? It does not need to change.
No, it's not going nowhere.
No, it does not.
She was so kind.
Oh God.
She was so sweet. Once again, another compliment. Apparently, we kind of got, or in this case, I got.
Yes.
Was the fact that like it wasn't one of those things where she felt like I was approaching her because of her looks or anything.
No.
I was actually like talking to her about her history and all that after the photo and all that.
Yeah.
And then in my head, before we kind of got the go-ahead with Nick Aldis, I was like, damn, what if I should have just paid to also try to get this interview too real quick?
Oh, man,
I would have did this one.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Barbie, so that was insanely awesome.
I would have had to do that only because, God bless you wouldn't have been able to get 6 words.
I mean, I would have made it 4 minutes.
Which is not long enough.
Wait a minute. That'd be a good night for it.
There you go.
Well, in this case, absolutely.
But no. So now, before we get to a few other things, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give them a compliment in the sense of Spot Monkey Wrestling deserves their real Christian name today, All Elite Wrestling, for this segment, because I don't think you could have done this any more perfect than you could have. Unless you didn't tell anyone, but obviously that's a TNT thing. That's not anything that they have control over.
That was the only thing I actually disliked.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, after 7.5 years, and the only commentary was surprisingly from Excalibur, but it worked.
Yes.
You waited 7.5 years. You're going to have to wait another minute and a half. But CM Punk was live in person on a national syndicated wrestling show, and I don't think you could have scripted that moment any better than it could have been.
Oh, no.
And we'll get into, in a second, the ugly of this, which is obviously more perspective, but for right now, to focus on what it was about as real or raw as you're going to get in this business.
Oh, yeah.
The fans' reaction to it was about as real and as raw as you were going to get. Chicago loves the native son.
Yes, they do.
And the crazy part about it is that I don't know why they went to commercial, but when you got back, you'd never know they went to commercial. They were still up.
Oh yeah.
They were still crazy, and as Jim Cornette said, when you can get the place going by just sitting down and crossing your legs, you're over.
Well, yeah.
And he seemed genuine. He seemed like he actually wanted to do it. I doubt he's doing this for less than 7 figures because
definitely.
There's no reason why
he's getting paid.
Oh, he's getting paid for it. But no, big props.
And I mean, here's the thing: he's always been a big star.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've always said, regardless of how he left and all of that, one thing Phillip Brooks could never say is that he was held down there technically, because in every way, even if he thought and felt like maybe they didn't want him to go over, by the time he got himself over,
and we'll get into that more during the ugly of it. But yeah, go ahead and finish.
He's a mega star in this business.
It's so unique in this day and age to see.
He's genuinely a guy. I don't know when it'll happen, but he's genuinely a guy. He's very Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
Just as far as his popularity is concerned.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Because maybe it'll be before he dies when he finally gets into the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know.
Right.
But it's gonna happen because the guy was so damn over.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely popular with kids at the time.
And to actually piggyback off that again before we actually put perspective on the moment, Jesse has said numerous times they tried to get back together with him. I mean,
Triple H, it's been reported multiple times, and Phil has confirmed Triple H has reached out.
Phil grew up. Phil did what he did. Like I said, we'll get into what he said later, but what he said, I think he's the only guy, sadly, in All Elite Wrestling that promo works for, even though they've all tried that promo.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll get into that later.
My other thing on that, too, is everybody said, well, it's a win for this, a win for a loss for this. No. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
No, it is a win for wrestling fans.
You could even tell that even Darby Allin, who was supposed to be stoic about it, you could tell the smile.
The
smile was on Darby's face. The video of Adam Page in the locker room kind of coming out to watch it.
Yeah.
it's just a moment for wrestling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again,
it's a win.
Regardless of our criticism of how we feel of how they format a show or what they do, we still want wrestling to be on television. We still want it to get back to a popularity in which back in those days there were 10 million people a night, not just watching wrestling, but attending wrestling events.
Yeah.
And
shows used to get packed out, didn't matter where.
Crockett was running 3 shows a night in 3 different towns in the South. But no, I don't think you couldn't have scripted it better. He spoke the way he should have. Chicago's a great sports town in general.
Oh yeah.
He sold out a giant basketball arena.
Not a shock. Listen,
on the rumor he was gonna be there.
Yeah, I know.
Forget on the rumor, because now a few things that need to be put in perspective right away, which we'll delve into later. Our friend over at the Observer, Mr. Dave Meltzer, decided to report shortly before SmackDown went off the air that Fox has been notified, and Fox has notified their advertisers, and WWE has decided to counteract what's going to happen on Rampage, that SmackDown will go into overtime. Which, again, is not new for wrestling. WCW started it.
Yeah.
Raw was doing it for many years.
For many years.
It ended at 8:59 local time, which means they were 2 minutes early. So that's a bunch of horse shit. Once again, Dave Meltzer decides to try to get something off of this. Screw him on that. But anyway.
That one I don't understand, because
I don't know what. Well, and also, let's also be clear. Again, it was a rumor until the music hit. It was. But Dave knew because he's on the inside circle.
Well, yeah.
But he never threatened to release it. But every WWE thing he releases. So this is why I think WWE doesn't talk to Dave Meltzer anymore, because he's proven to be a favoritistic journalist. Which I hate favoritistic journalists.
Unfortunately, there's too many nowadays.
Especially in the wrestling business.
Especially in the wrestling business, especially on YouTube.
Sean Ross, Brian Alvarez, I'm okay with those two. Brian can slip into the Dave category a couple of times.
Oh, Sean can get bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Well, and listen, it's... Like I said, I think with WWE, and this is why I tell people I always look at the company separate, even though I still look at wrestling as one general thing.
Obviously.
Because like I said, the last time I was on the Wrestling Observer online site, one of the last arguments I really got into, I was just like, let's be clear. If you're asking me the best professional wrestling thing I used to watch week to week to week to week, I'm not going to lie. In the last 3 to 4 years, even including the COVID era, was fucking New Japan.
Yes.
Like, if you want, I hate to be that guy, but if you want me to be honest,
well, that's what we want. Yeah.
But like I told people, I love my Americanized wrestling.
But then again, this is the same guy that apparently gave AEW Promotion of the Year, but in the sort of acceptance speech that Dave wrote, he basically said New Japan should have won it. He mentioned AEW for 2 sentences. The rest was all about New Japan's resurgence through I don't know what the hell Dave's on now, but
I don't get it.
I don't know.
There's not much more to say about that moment, only because you had to watch it in order to experience it, in order to understand it. And I watched it, by the way, cover to cover. I didn't miss a thing.
I've watched it. I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
Just to get it.
He's a great speaker. Listen, I love CM Punk. I'm happy he's back. I am happy he's back.
Here's the deal. As much as that's his hometown, and as much as he was humbled by it, he's still a pro wrestler. Yeah. Folks, they're meant to f with your emotions. He knew he had them eaten out of the palm of his hand, so he threw some stuff in that was for fun.
And he gave him ice cream when they left.
Which was a callback
to when he wanted his goddamn ice cream bars, which WWE
and people were selling.
That was after he quit.
People were selling empty wrappers on.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And people are probably willing to buy it. That's the scary part.
We'll get into a little more of AEW here in a bit. Sadly, they're going to turn back into Spot Monkey here in a minute. But no, ladies and gentlemen, the SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer.
Whew.
Honestly,
it was a little long.
It was a little long. Truthfully, but then again,
I gotta be honest though.
But then again, 4
hours ain't that bad.
No, Jesse, this is what I was literally about to say.
Yeah.
We've been so hurt by the fact that for about a year there, that they were making WrestleMania damn near 8.
Yeah.
And Survivor Series was 6. SummerSlam was 6 1 year. We got so used to a 6 and an 8 that we forgot that 4 used to feel like 2.
Yeah.
When they did the big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. Every WWE pay-per-view, whether it was No Mercy, Armageddon, Great Balls of Fire, yes, that's a pay-per-view.
That was a pay-per-view.
They were all 4 hours.
They used to all be 4 hours.
So that's not new to what they were doing. But I think the problem was that this was a night that, despite there were some good matches, the moments kind of took your breath away so much. And we'll get into the moments here in a second. But Leroy, you've got the card for us.
I was going to say, there was now that I've gotten the chance to finally finish, it was definitely a mixed bag. But go ahead, Leroy.
But go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah, we had 9 matches that night. One on the pre-show. That was Big E beating up Baron Corbin.
Why are we doing Luke?
And got his.
Why are we doing Logan Paul again? Why is this happening?
He was there for about 5 minutes, and then he was gone. I did not see him the rest of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
So I don't understand. Maybe he's doing a story, but outside of Logan Paul, I got to give Baron his credit.
Yep.
He has worked the hell out of this story.
He actually last night posted that he took $35 in Vegas, turned it into $100. He was going to get a fresh meal and a fresh shirt.
Good, because
I'm sure he needs a fresh shirt.
We still have to talk to Darren to see what's going on with that and if he was okay with him, using the story.
Yeah, no, exactly. No,
he hears a lot. There's
a lot. It's weird. The Corbin family. There might be some schizophrenia that needs to be looked at in that family.
Maybe.
Because you know what? For some strange reason, everyone in that family goes through a bum period. They do.
Have you watched the last Snapchat? That was kind of weird.
Yes, I did.
All right. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
Good. All right. No, great match. Yeah. Great story told. Proof that Big E is a future star. He's over. What I thought was interesting was it was the opening pre-show, so people were filing in, but Big E had him eating out of the palm of his friggin' hand, dude.
Yes,
it was so. I mean, for those of you that said that SummerSlam was going to be dull because of what they did on Rampage, it was not.
No,
it was still a great show. No. They still had 51,326 people. Absolutely enjoyed the crap out of it.
God, yes.
I keep telling people,
the crowd was into it. I enjoyed that.
WWE is still king for a reason. Yes. No matter how you feel.
Yes. Anyway,
all right. We had up next. We had the match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. With AJ and Omos, the champion, and RK Bro.
Enough about this. Omos is trash. He is a great worker for what he's supposed to do.
Apparently, he's addressing some internet guys right now.
Don't we do that always?
Yeah, we do that a lot. But Omos does exactly what I want him to. I don't want a 7-footer to have. Look, he can have a personality that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want a 7-footer to move like Randy Orton. What's the point of that?
He's like 7'6", 400 pounds.
Did you also see the pop he got at WrestleMania? The way he was working and New Day was bouncing off like just ping pong.
And then here's the thing:
it was so good.
He's building such a presence. Like now, every time he gets into a match, it's like, well, he's about to dominate. What do you do with this big dude?
It didn't work this time because we have new champs.
Yes,
RK Bro.
But who took the pin?
That's true.
So, like I said, there's a very interesting story here, even though to go back to a little bit of my criticisms that will continue on WWE, need more tag teams. Otherwise, I love this.
It was a great
moment.
I agree.
The pop from the fan was insane.
Yes.
People still love this.
I loved Randy. The way Randy was with
Randy Orton.
Riddle,
to all those internet people that ripped on JR for not saying Kenny Omega, this is why he said Randy Orton.
Thank you.
And I want to explain why, for those of you who are wondering why I'm going all the way back to that. Randy Orton comes out of being the legend killer heel. Does nothing on television for a couple of weeks. All of a sudden is seen backstage with Matt Riddle. Or just Riddle.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense to any of us. I'm sorry. None of us knew what was happening here. It's like,
true.
Matt Riddle is soon to be all elite. Anyway. Except he wasn't a legend. That was the problem.
Exactly.
But anyway. And for some strange reason, Randy Orton looked like, even though he play acted that he didn't, you could tell from watching Randy from day one to now, he's into this.
Oh, God, yes.
Now, before we get to the end of this, which was the tag team title victory, then he goes away for like 7 weeks. No one knows why. No one cares why.
He needed some time off,
Riddle
man.
does a great job to the point where even Goldberg is at least complimenting his in-ring stuff. And then
that's a shock.
And no. Matt Riddle's never had a bad match.
Oh, I know. He's
WWE.
awesome.
Whether
He's
his
awesome.
attitude backstage is
by the way, I'm
actually
going to compliment.
I'm surprised Goldberg said
yeah,
that.
okay, we'll get there in a second. Yeah,
I can't believe I'm going to compliment Goldberg.
But here's the deal. To then Randy coming back and trying to be the old school guy, to then all of a sudden being like, all right, let's try this one more time. It's Randy Orton. This is why he's the best in the world right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. The best in the world at this business, it's gone from all the way back in the Gotch era. It's gone to Bruno Sammartino. It's been Bob Backlund. Yes, Bob Backlund was not always a funny dude with a bow tie.
I was about to say.
At one point, Bob Backlund was the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Bob Backlund, people would get in the ring and get jacked up.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe would say, you get jacked up.
It's been, at times, I would say, Inoki.
Yeah.
You could say Baba.
Yeah.
You could say Hogan. You can say this. Folks, the best in the world has to have an entertainment side to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, there's a difference between professional wrestling and sports entertainment. We'll get into that later. Mm-hmm. During the ugly, we're still in the good.
All right,
but folks, this right here, to be gone for 7 weeks and in less than 2 get a title shot, which, by the way, nobody seemed to care. Out of all the people that are like, why does Goldberg get this shot? Why does he get the shot? Why does he get the shot? Why does Drew get 4 shots in a row? Nobody seemed to give it. Nobody complained about this. They were into it. They were awesome. And
when
by the
stories work well,
because it's Randy.
People don't care. So this story has always worked well.
And even though Matt Riddle made merch, we still didn't know if they were going to do this because it's still Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is the best in the world. It's not a competition. I'm sorry to all you Omega fanboys.
So let me repeat what JR said.
Yes, please do.
When Randy Orton cares, no one touches him. And when I thought, like I said, when we talked about the comment.
Before I go on, just to piggyback, can you imagine a Randy Orton that cared back in the territory days? They'd be bidding for Kansas City would want him. He's from St. Louis.
Yeah.
The WWF would have taken him. UWF would have taken him. Every territory in America would be on the telegram, the phone, whatever era you want to talk about. They would be finding a way to get Randy to come work 3 weeks.
There's New Japan diehards in the last 5 months on those boards recently that are like, man, damn, if WWE can get some sort of working relationship, can you imagine Orton and Yano? Oh my God!
The uncrowned champion Yano.
Yes, there we go.
On a more serious side, like someone was like, dude, how about Okada and Orton? Like, are you kidding me? Those two.
The sad part about it is, all right, for a young boy Okada, no way in hell it would work. A current Okada, yes, but that match would not make sense to anyone who watched Okada previous current Okada.
No.
Because the problem is they both work similar. It wouldn't be stiff, but it'd be slow.
It would feel slow, but you would feel the story.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
But not shocked.
Super happy.
Not shocked.
Oh, I was stoked when they won.
Whatever you feel about Matt Riddle as a person, he's clearly his own man. He likes who he is.
He just seems so damn enjoyable.
And
clearly Vince, every backstage photo I see, Vince just lights up around him.
And I just want to point something out. What I want to see in the future is Riddle and Otis. And here's why. I talked about
as a tag team.
No, just do something together. I don't care what it is.
All right.
And here's why. I talked to my buddy Billy, Jimmy's brother. Mm-hmm. Jimmy was on the show talking about Otis way back when. Mm-hmm. Otis just appeals to the common person, heel or face, because that's who he is.
Yeah.
I think that's also Riddle. Riddle's just kind of a guy who's just like, yeah, he's uber talented than you, but he seems like a dude out there having fun.
Yeah, and the commentator I was working with last night.
Yeah.
He knows Otis too.
Oh, everyone in this area knows.
So we can get him on the show. It'll be more stories.
Yeah,
I love that.
So anyway,
as long as he smiles.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Next.
All right. Next. Oh, wait a minute.
Are you on the second page?
I know. I gotta unplug that real quick.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a reason.
All right.
And people, what's he doing in plug-in? You'll understand when I say it. We have next match, women's match. Alexa Bliss defeated Eva Marie with Doudrop.
That's the reason he had to.
This was better than I expected it to be.
No, I'll say what it was.
Yeah.
This was better than it deserved to be.
Yes.
Why? No, hold on. I am throwing this straight to Jesse because I have to ask.
I know.
Why did I enjoy this as much as I did?
So.
Oh my god!
So I've heard the rumors a lot about, and apparently that,
all right.
This guy who I kind of know of,
yeah,
because like I said, I'm off of Reddit now. I'm done with you guys on Reddit.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Sorry, guys.
No,
you can come on the show if you like.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna find you on Reddit anymore.
No.
But there was a guy, and I think he just used to work for WWE. And still has some connections there.
Yeah.
Who did say that before Bray was let go, that they kind of like there was kind of an agreement, and not that he didn't want her to still kind of have part of his character there, but she felt it would be nice to kind of pull back on how she was going to do it, and just kind of make it more
her own,
in pro wrestling terms, gimmicky.
Okay, that's fair,
but still fun. Something they could still sell merch on and things of that nature. And then she also wanted to work on the attire stuff because she's heard from women about, the whole her looking like a little girl thing. She has done a wonderful damn job.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna.
And I have to give Eva Marie so much credit.
She
plays the chicken ass heel so well.
And you know what?
She has.
And you know what's interesting?
She actually wrestled a decent match.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. This people have to understand. I understand that her entire being before she's been back was that bum-ass horrible run before. But, folks, this is miles ahead of where she was. I don't know if it's Brian Kendrick. I don't know what it is. But
Who's producing most of her stuff, guys?
She is miles ahead of what she was last time.
Yeah.
That chicken shit heel gimmick, I don't know if any woman has ever been designed for that more than she has.
I loved it. I did enjoy Doudrop afterwards, what she did.
Oh god!
And now it spins off into a very interesting story.
The biggest pop of that whole match was Doudrop putting the robe on.
I did tweet to her. I sent a message to her saying, "Are we gonna get your real name from NXT UK? I like that better."
But folks,
I heard nothing back. So unfortunately,
this had no business
being as fun as it was.
As good as it was. Forget fun. It was just good. I don't know why, but it was great.
And I didn't realize it was only 3 minutes and 50
seconds. I know.
It
felt like 10.
It did. It felt like a good
match. It was very, very well done.
And by the way, huge ups to the Vegas crowd. They were just into it all night.
They had a lot of fun with a lot of these matches.
But they had fun within the show.
Yes.
It wasn't Izod Center level of fun.
Yeah.
They had fun. Next match.
All right.
You can plug Alexa back in now if you'd like.
Oh, we're right.
All right, that's fair. Wait till the show's over.
Yes. All right. Then we have the match for the United States Championship where Damian Priest defeated Sheamus. To win his first title.
Physical match.
I don't think Damian's actually hurt. I just think he hit his back bad.
I think so too.
But
so he went over and Sheamus. Yeah. So when I was watching, I'm like, Sheamus did not come close enough.
No.
It was a simple spot.
When somebody springboards off the second rope inside the ring, you need to be as close to the apron as possible.
Yes.
You just have to. But anyway, no. Damian Priest did something, and folks, we're going to talk about this in a little bit because obviously last night was the end of an era. We'll talk about it in a little bit. This is why Damian Priest is not an NXT bust.
Yeah.
No.
He gets what Vince wants. He hurt his back. He was probably fine once the initial adrenaline kicked in, but he sold the damn thing the rest of the freaking... How long was this match?
That match was...
Close to 10 minutes.
No. More.
Oh, okay.
13 minutes and 50
He hurt
seconds.
himself about 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
So for 10 minutes, he sold it. And by the way, the best part about it is, unlike Matt Jackson, who apparently had ligament damage in his ankle but still did all the shit he could normally do, he adjusted to a much slower, hard-hitting version of Damian Priest because he couldn't use his back.
Yeah.
Yes, he hit a couple of things.
Yeah.
But he
struggled through them.
Oh, God. Like, folks, this... I hate to say it, but Jim was right when he first reviewed Ilya versus Walter 1. This is what wrestling could have turned into.
Yeah.
If it didn't get too... I don't want to say PWG. I want to say high flying. Okay. Because, again, I feel like high flying has its place, but the whole business doesn't need to be that.
Yes, that is true.
But this was just great.
Yeah.
I know people are sitting here and they probably have their own criticisms. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to criticize. Because these two guys, they worked what they needed to. The ending was great.
Yeah. I don't know if there really is anything to criticize. For me, anyway, because
this is an El Steen rule match if there was ever one.
First of all, Sheamus has been doing his best work since his initial return a year ago.
Yes.
He's been phenomenal. And then, these two have been working physical for a while, so
yes.
I'm not shocked this was a physical match. It was going to be.
No.
Yeah, it's like,
yes, Damian on big matches will do that spot.
Yes.
Otherwise, very often he doesn't do it, which is smart.
Well, but remember, Ilya versus Walter 1. Walter is known to go to the top rope for that splash. And by the way, it's not a flip; it's just a splash.
It's just a splash.
But he tried to hit it twice, and he only hit it once in the first match. So it meant something when he came off the top.
Yeah.
My only thing is that. If you do it every match, then it's not special.
No.
Damian did it every match in NXT, but that was NXT's makeup.
Yeah.
When he got to Raw, he got it.
Yeah.
He understood it. It makes sense. The guy just gets what Vince wants, and he's going to be a world champ, and Vince is going to love him.
In no time. In absolute no time.
I absolutely love Damian Priest. I mean...
his
look and everything and what he can do, the way he talks. I love it.
Now that we have a Twitter, 13 cards, subject to change, underscore,
it's cards underscore 13.
Okay, perfect. Now that we have that, someone needs to tweet Jim and say, I know you don't watch Raw, and we get that.
It can be hard at times.
Go look at Damian's stuff, because he's actually been everything he's done has been very well done.
Like I said, the only criticism about Damian Priest I ever had was I felt bad that he got stuck in the damn Miz Cortex.
I gotta stop looking at Twitter during the show. That's not good.
I will say this, though.
Your following of women's wrestling.
Yes.
But yeah, I
got one Mandy. All right, that's all I got. All right, I turned it off.
Because really, outside of that feud that just went on a little too damn long, he's done everything perfectly since he's been called up.
But here's the thing. Even the Miz stuff wasn't awful.
No, it's just, like I said, Miz has this weird cortex to me where, like,
Vortex.
most of the vortex, like the stories are usually the same.
Yeah.
He becomes a little friggin' annoying. And that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But for me, it turns into like, okay,
I get it.
But once he got away from that and he was starting to work with Sheamus, I'm like, okay.
I hate to say it, folks. If you want to be an NXT success story, and everyone's like, he's barely been there. I'm like, yeah, but you say they bury your favorite NXT guy one day into his NXT run, so don't.
Which is weird.
So here's the deal. Don't tell me that I'm wrong to say it's too early. No, that's how you get in the good graces of the booking writers of the main roster.
Yeah.
Is you do what Damian Priest has done,
Yeah.
because he took some gimmicky shit.
Yeah.
But he made it work.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
Next match.
He's on the rise, and that
Yes.
that is like the second title match. There's 7 title matches this night.
This
too.
felt like
It's
a
crazy.
WrestleMania.
It's crazy.
SummerSlam though is
'Cause-
always usually supposed to kind of.
It's another big one. So
Yeah.
the big 4.
Yeah.
It's the second biggest one they get.
The next match, it was for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Where
We already did that.
no, I mean SmackDown.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know. I don't think. No. It was later on, but I just want to get that moment over with because we're probably not going to get to it because we're on the matches. Ladies and gentlemen, to just bring Boogs and Nakamura out
Oh my God.
to have some fun with Pat McAfee. Dude, that was so much fun. It was a break spot that I loved.
yeah.
Just seeing there and then see Michael sitting back because
Well, because my
Pat is like
commentary was so fun because he was just like,
Oh.
"Oh no, there's more of them."
and Pat's
so-
up there
somebody-
shaking his ass right in front of his face. Oh, that was
And then he looked behind him. He was like,
Is there
"Don't
any-
tell me there's fans coming over this
Is there
wall."
any more? Is there any more proof that whether it's approved by Vince or it's I don't give a shit, let me do it, Vince. But Pat McAfee's just McAfee. He's getting paid to be himself.
And I think Vince is just like, he brings so much fun.
He does.
That it's just like, yeah, do your thing. Like, do your thing. As long as you don't swear, do your thing. Like, that's it.
He still does.
Well,
somebody else like, Pat for this. And Vince be like, well, did the fans like it? Yeah. Did it give me money? Yeah. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, Vince.
Next match, go ahead. But we had to.
Yes.
Get that out there. That was
I was wondering when we were going to talk
so
about that too. Yeah. SmackDown Tag Team Championships, where the Mysterios were trying to beat the Usos. Unfortunately, the Usos kept the gold.
It was a well-worked
with the family.
match.
It was a really well worked match.
Yes.
It's a good match. Here's my question to you two.
Yeah.
Are they going to have Dominic turn on his father?
Probably.
It feels like that's where it's headed.
A lot of people thought it was going to happen that night.
I didn't think it was going to happen tonight.
I never.
I thought maybe
I never felt it was going to happen last night.
But I thought like you would see a glimpse of like Dominic could have saved his dad near the end, and then he just doesn't. And you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
After you literally just debuted last summer, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. If this is how they're going to break Dominic into the singles scene, I guess working with his dad is probably the best option.
And Dominic has actually surprisingly shown.
He's gotten actually a lot better since the fans have been there.
So much better.
Since the fans have been there, I'm like he was getting better, but he's jumped leaps and bounds now the fans are there.
Well, I think he had a little help from Little Way with John Cena.
I think the other problem that people have to understand
is
that a lot of his growing pains were not in the Performance Center. They weren't even in NXT. Because of his dad, because of the name, it clearly had to be on the main roster.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're in the business for 15 years and they send you to NXT and they're like, why? We'll talk about the rebranding here in a second because that's obviously been a huge thing here recently. But here's the deal:
if it'll happen, we'll see.
Yeah,
Takeover just happened.
We'll get into it. Yeah, we'll get into it in a second here. But here's the deal: it's like here's the deal. AJ Styles was clearly going to be main roster bound.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Dominic, in my opinion, look.
Hell, people will do. I'm one of the people who argued that technically Drew didn't even need NXT, but it was good to see him in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But my whole thing about it was, also I think it allowed Vince to see that Drew had changed.
Probably to see the gimmick kind of flushed out a little bit more.
Yes, exactly.
But Drew is not even a gimmick; it's just he's an ass whooper.
but no, it's just I feel like the only thing that has been negative so far in Dominic Mysterio's career was where he got his bumps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where he got his ugly, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's today's show.
Oh, yeah.
Because now, just like Dynamite, we have to have a name for every show. Because that's the only way anyone's going to watch Dynamite.
Well, Dynamite didn't have a name this week. And
we'll get to that.
But thank God we don't have to do it all the time because people still listen to us.
Yeah, exactly. No. Dominic just got a lot of bumps out on live television.
Yeah, I do hope if he does go eventually when he goes to solo, I really hope that they have him. I'd like him to his finish to be the frog splash.
That'd be nice
for Eddie.
I think that'd be cool.
I think that would be good.
Yeah,
I think it'd be good for him for his size and everything.
Yeah,
I know. Jesse talked about that another time too.
Yeah,
I 619 too big.
Yep, no
frog splash
I agree.
would be perfect. All right.
What's unique when Cesaro does it? Obviously, it's known as the Tiger Kick.
The Tiger Fake Kick.
Tiger Fake Kick.
It's actually got a Japanese name I can't say right now.
Yes.
I'm too tired to actually try to pronounce it.
Here's the deal. When Cesaro does it, Cesaro kind of curls the body in a little bit, so he's able to make it work. Dominic's just trying to do it like his dad, but he's bigger than his dad.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
And rest in peace to his dad, Eddie. Anyway, moving on.
It's a joke within a tribute every single time.
It is every goddamn time.
Well, the next match was for the SmackDown Women's title. Bianca was there. Unfortunately, Sasha Banks was not. So
there are rumors as to why. Here's the deal: in a post-COVID world, especially after what happened at the PW Torch, I am not going to speculate damn shit about nobody's situation because I want to repeat to the gentleman whose name I'm not bringing up, who's no longer at the PW Torch. who wasn't even the editor, so somebody obviously read this and thought it was okay, so fuck the PW torch.
Right.
Someone's COVID status is none of our goddamn fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you are, because you ain't writing wrestling no more, fuck you and fuck you.
But anyway, she was sick and unavailable.
Sasha was clearly unavailable. They had been teasing it, but up until that moment, we did not know. Leroy, if you would please, and by the way, there is a big surprise after you give me your surprise. I'm going to let you two in on, but you go ahead and tell us what it was.
Well, Carmella went out there.
Was announced, yes.
Was announced. She came out there. Well, then somebody came out to say, you know what? I don't think so.
One of our favorite redheads, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, Becky Lynch, came out and threw out Carmella, came back.
And by the way, to the PWL, while yes, it was in kind of a joking context and it was not to take away from anything that happened on Rampage, AEW brings back CM Punk, WWE raises Becky Lynch. They were arguably close pops.
Yeah. To be honest, we'll get to the end of the night. I think WWE won the pop war.
Yes.
Well, I think so. But anyway, this was a very quick match.
Yes.
They said, "Hey, let's go."
Yes.
By the way, we'll get to giving them credit on something too at the end of the night.
Yes.
Too.
27 seconds.
I will say this.
Did a quick rock bottom finish.
I just want to get this out the way because me and you have kind of talked off camera about this.
Yeah.
This is okay. Before we get to all the bad and the ugly, this is the one time in the good we're just going to discuss it to get it out of the way because it's so controversial.
So
number one,
first of all, there's no racial issue.
Thank you.
We have to get rid of that stupid ass notion people out there.
I totally agree.
It is not that. I know people want to call back to what happened with Kofi and Brock, but then guess what? It happened to Kofi again with Bobby. Is it racist? No. So
Kofi's just a sympathetic character.
Yes.
Sadly, that works for his character. But anyway, go ahead.
Then you want to see him win again.
Yes.
Number two, I think clearly, and we'll find out probably starting on this week's SmackDown.
Yes.
I think clearly she's not completely in wrestling shape.
No.
Because there's no way she would probably want to go squash her in 30 seconds like that.
No.
She's actually talked a lot since having the kid about how much she's loved watching Bianca come up.
This is what I said. She wasn't ready for... Okay, here's the thing. This has been... The summer of Cena, they called it the summer of Punk, but how can it be the summer of Punk when there's only 2 weeks left of summer?
There you
anyway,
go, yeah.
Excalibur, shut the hell up. Here's the deal. First of all, Excalibur, you did something right, and then you fucked it up. You're an idiot. Anyway, so here's the deal. Becky Lynch left about as on top as you could.
Yeah.
Why come back and give me... Because Allison even mentioned it would have been better to even have it go 2-3 minutes. No, it's not. Because then it's a stinker of 2-3 minutes.
Especially if she's not ready.
Let me explain something to you. And this is the only statement I have made on this thing the whole time. And I've been consistent. And I slept on it, too, when I was still consistent. You had the crowd. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
You had them. Let the momentum stay. And by the way, this has been the summer of cheap pops down there in Jacksonville. Quick question. What is the only difference between everything AEW has done this summer and that moment? There wasn't a 20-minute match. That was the only goddamn difference.
Yeah, no.
And why would you... Because here's the deal. A squash to Bianca in 5 minutes, that also buries Becky. Well, especially if Becky's not ready to do the shit that Becky's ready to do.
Here's the thing. If she's not completely ready, Bianca's going to wrestle rings around her.
Yes.
So... and then the comments afterwards that were...
she's in shape.
Yeah. So, and then the comments afterwards on the quote-unquote network-wise are on Peacock exclusive.
Yeah.
They're clearly heading for probably a long-term feud with Becky and
This
Bianca.
is... Okay.
Yeah. No problem
Before
with that.
you continue, because I want Leroy's take on this as well, because you watched it live.
Yes.
You did not.
I finally finished
but
it
here's
this
the deal.
morning.
Here's the deal. You've both seen it.
Yes.
But you and I can talk about from a live perspective. Now, by the way, the surprise before we go on, the Allison Chronicles number 40 will be up soon. It is literally just about a minute 20 seconds of Allison unable to breathe when that music was She was
this as
Becky's
worse than Nick Aldis?
Oh, yes, much
Okay,
worse.
all right.
But anyway, here's the deal.
Wow.
Here's the deal. Jesse, you saw it. You saw it live, but Leroy, to you first, because you and I both saw it live. No, hold on.
All right.
This is what I'm going to ask. When the match was over, the camera was on Bianca longer than it was on Becky.
Mm-hmm.
We literally watched Bianca walk up the damn ramp. So right then and there, this has to show you we ain't done.
No.
It
People
totally shows
forget
you
that just because it's a pay-per-view, first of all, they're making you pay for it.
By the way,
second of all,
once again, give WWE credit. I've only paid. I shouldn't even admit this. I've only paid once, and that was for the original All Out 2 years ago.
Yes.
I've never done it again.
Jesse, how many times have I bragged on this show that I watch every AEW pay-per-view the next day on YouTube?
Ditto.
Well, and then most of the time, I have friends who order their pay-per-view, so I just watch it with them on via camera, which is fine.
Yeah.
You want to know why? You guys want to pay $50 and be pissed off after 6 hours?
Yeah.
Fine. But WWE only charges you $10, so if you hated the show, it don't matter.
No, it's
you pay
$10.
You pay $10.
Now, but okay. Here's the thing. I literally had this discussion with a couple of guys because, again, I was in the very minute minority of this statement. But Kofi came off very nonchalant for winning the title, which kind of also proves it was a Lifetime Achievement Award. Nothing against the reign. I actually liked him better than most, but it was still a Lifetime Achievement Award. As long as Bianca Belair... Sorry. As long as Bianca Belair... Food, General Tso's Chicken.
Okay, all right.
As long as Bianca Belair
right now, available by
comes
Quick
back-
Trip in your local areas.
comes back with a fire and a true desire to still be the champ, then this is fine.
As long as
forget that because it's a pay-per-view,
Yeah.
it's not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a continuation.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is the only time that when something's over, it's over.
It's
We
supposed
move
to
on.
be over, yeah.
By the way, I want to point something out because this is the thing that pisses me off the most about this. Allison, she's young to the business. I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at all the other people that I talk to who have said, I've been a fan since the 80s or the 90s. Let me explain something to you. Nobody in this motherfucking business is allowed, and it's pretty much not even Vince's fault. It's a cultural fault. Nobody gets a fairy tale ending in wrestling.
No.
No one.
No.
Well,
if anyone deserved it,
it's very rare
yes,
they do.
if anyone deserved it, it was Mark Calloway, and even he didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, Shawn kind of got his when The Undertaker beat him to retire him. Triple H really never got one. I know he technically did a retirement speech.
Yes.
But then he still came back for like 3 matches. So like,
Yep. So
I've been watching the wrestling since like the 70s, and it never.
Can I also
happens
point
that
something
way.
out?
We'll get to John Cena.
Yeah.
Would you call that a fairy tale ending?
Can I point something out also?
Yeah.
Leroy,
Yes.
quick question.
All right. Another one.
You grew up in the territory days.
Yeah.
Who was probably arguably the biggest star outside of Ric Flair? Who was the common man's star?
Well,
you know who
mostly
I'm
it was
going
Dusty.
for here, right? Yeah.
I mean, it is Dusty.
Ladies and
no way
gentlemen,
around it.
for those of you who sit there and mourn the death of the late, great, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, understand that the man's legacy is that he wasn't supposed to be the champion. His legacy was chasing the belt. When he finally got it in that legendary cage match against Flair, he barely held it for a while because guess what? His story was not about being champion. It was about chasing it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little bit racial here. She is a young black woman in America. Mm-hmm. She is muscular. She is athletic. She's a star. Mm-hmm. They're still held down, Jesse. There's a systematic racism in sports. We're not going to deny this.
Of course.
And I don't want to make that her thing,
yeah.
but Jesse, Bianca's rise from her dad's reaction to every time winning he falls over something, it's about the struggle.
Yeah.
So her being champion, and first of all of you thought it was a lukewarm title reign to begin with, so what are you mad about?
Well,
the thing about it is that Bianca's story is about overcoming she couldn't do CrossFit because of the rib injury. That's why she had to go to wrestling.
By the way, it's been a weird title reign because really,
the division also hasn't helped her.
Because I mean, Bayley was there and then got hurt.
Yep.
Still speedy wishes on your recovery.
Yes.
Even though every time you get the chance, you tweet at WWE fans about how angry you are at us, and we love you for it.
We love you for it.
Yes, we do.
We do love you for it.
Carmella, I know, and it's funny because Carmella's a 2-time women's champion.
Well, but how many times can you do Carmella versus Bianca?
Well, how many times can you put a belt on Carmella and it feels believable is the question.
Exactly. And Selena Vega's not been back long enough. We don't have a development of the character.
And while she's been moved to SmackDown, we have yet to see Naomi, who would be a believable contender.
Yes.
But we have yet to see her.
But my point is this. Bianca Belair.
And I mean, listen, nobody's meaner than Tamina. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal.
I said that with a straight face.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Is anyone really going to sit here and say that Dusty Rhodes is not an all-time great? I'm not saying Bianca's ever going to be a Dusty Rhodes, but Dusty Rhodes made a career on not winning the belts.
Roddy Piper
never won a single world title,
but was one of the
greatest
of all time.
He's Rowdy fucking Piper.
Yeah.
Need we say more?
No.
The man was known by the WWE, WWF in those days. He was known in the WWF in Portland. How much farther can you get from New York City than Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
no,
I
enough with it. Allison is allowed to have her view because she doesn't get the business yet. She doesn't get the business that, you know what? A 27-second situation is something that AEW should have been doing for years, and they just choose not to.
Yeah.
They have poisoned us to 20-minute classics that we don't deserve, and I'm sorry, how this 27 seconds was still better for the future of this story than the 29 minutes we...
Whoa. AEW has not had a lot of 20-minute classics. They've had about 10, maybe.
No.
We're just being nice.
Okay.
He's being nice.
I wanted to clear that up.
They did something good. I'm not mad at them yet. It's a long show. Anyway, hold on.
What? Can I say my piece too? Or
Go
no?
for it.
Before you do, let me finish
All right.
This 27 seconds did more for these two women than the 29-minute match between FTR and the Bucks.
Which, by the way, it looks like FTR is leaving them. They literally said top. They had a picture that said top guys out.
Now that could go one way or the other.
I know.
But here's the deal.
If they quit AEW,
somebody else even commented, "You at least were featured in WWE." The only reason why they don't look like jokes in freaking. And by the way, the Pinnacle just breaks up now that MJF is having the. We'll get to that later. But anyway, no, they were treated better against the Usos with itching powder than they were in AEW.
Yes.
I'm sorry they were. That was a bad move, boys.
Yep.
It was. I'm sorry. Because at least your music gave a bigger pop than when you're getting an AEW.
There we go.
Your piece, please.
Well, my piece, I was saying that I was shocked when it happened.
Yeah.
But when Vince and them were given that thing, hey, the boss can't do it. She's sick, whatever's going on, so we got to figure out something. They wanted to do Becky at a later time. Well, as we call ourselves, subject to change. The card is always subject to change. And it was a good choice.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Because they were still promoting Sasha up until the match.
Yeah. It's just like AEW. They had Punk. Well,
we kind of knew about that for about 3 months.
We knew Becky was coming back eventually, and we were all sitting on edge. Well,
we knew she was coming back for a while, but we had no timetable.
Well,
we were just waiting for it to
happen. She's also an asshole because she had been teasing backstage.
Oh, yes.
Becky Lynch is a tease if I ever saw one. My God.
Hey, guys, I'm in your town. Maybe I'm going to come out. And, of course, she's just there to support her husband.
Yes.
But I don't always enjoy it.
So here's the deal, folks. I think it was good business because guess what? There's going to be a payoff later on because, as Jesse pointed out, it's clearly going to a longer feud with Bianca.
Okay. I think so.
And Bianca, to me, is so sympathetic. And again, I'm sorry about the racial thing, but it fits.
It just depends. Like I said, I think this story is mostly going to be about Bianca got shell shocked.
I'm not talking about the story.
That's true.
I'm talking about the way the average person views her, Jesse. Because that's still there. I'm sorry, it is.
I don't think it's as much of a large part. Bianca has gotten herself so over.
Oh, 100%.
That
But she still had to struggle to get where she is because remember, she was a star in athletics, but as we saw with the Richardson situation with the Olympics, there's clearly a double standard for African American athletes. Now,
to give WWE a lot of credit, especially Vince, is he's kind of always put this rocking on her since she got to SmackDown. So I don't actually like. I think I've always thought anytime I saw her, I'm like, he clearly likes her a lot. Clearly thinks she's going to be a leader in the division.
Yes.
And this clearly is going to go for a longer story.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the only thing I wish is that we would have gotten this feud after she would have beaten Sasha.
Fair.
And I'm hoping, one, Sasha's okay.
Yes.
And two, we don't need to know about why. I just want to make sure like she gets some time to come back or whatever. And
now, I have a
know.
question to you both because there was a second option that Allison gave, which was squash Carmella, and then Becky just comes out, stands there, and like challenges her to a match later. I still don't think that's a better idea than what happened.
Well, and of course I threw out the one of
Leroy's shaking his head no. So he
that would have been horrible.
And I threw out the one of like if you didn't want to upset the Bianca fans or people who were going to jump to this horrible conclusion, you could have maybe had it as like right before the match when Becky comes out, you announce it, because they can always go to the ref who does this, goes to the announcer and goes, well, I've been told this is now a triple threat match.
Yes.
And then, that way, like, even though it gets Becky out the match to protect Becky, then you could have used Carmella as the pitfall for Becky to take the title off of her. And then, you see what I mean? And then, and like I said, I almost consider myself a chicken-esque booker if they would have given me the power to do it. But maybe I would have been like, you know what, maybe I'll just do it that way. Because then, like, we don't have to worry about people jumping to those conclusions. Becky gets the big moment. She didn't really, have to beat or shell-shock Bianca. And now we can move forward with this awesome kind of main event, who can now compete with Roman, main event type of women's story.
Yes.
With Bianca and Becky. But otherwise, like I said, I really didn't have a problem with it. Because I clearly don't think she's she's clear to compete, but she's not clearly fully ready to do what she was doing before.
No, God, no.
And I probably would have made a triple threat match on that one just because they had one coming on later in the night. It would have been probably bad.
Because unlike AEW, Vince actually somehow turns around and says, yeah, I might have a triple threat every week, but it's still just one.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you 4 in the same show.
But I will say ROH does do the triple threat thing very well. So I usually don't mind triple threat matches.
But ROH has such a feel to theirs. There's so much history with theirs.
I just wish they weren't run by conservatives. But please continue to the next match.
All right, we got the next match.
Is that all?
All right,
they're run by dickheads. That's about
the 7th match of the night.
Yes.
Drew and Jinder Mahal.
This match was short, but it was great. It did what it was supposed to. Moving on because
I was about to say, I follow him. It was fine, blah, blah, blah.
Under 5 minutes,
yeah.
Man.
Drew got the win. It just stinks because unless he's getting moved to SmackDown, which they're not going to do the draft apparently now until like late September or October.
Yeah.
What the hell is he going to do on Raw? Because they're trying to still stick with the thing that he can't challenge for the title.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell are they going to do with him?
They'll figure out something.
But hopefully. It was still a good comedy type spot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Drew whipped his ass. We move on.
That was good. Not to interrupt you, but there wasn't much to this.
Yeah. There we go. No, it's no problem. The next match was for the Raw Women's Championship triple threat with that. And the Queen is back again as champ.
This match was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
It was really good.
In the sense that Nikki held up her own.
This is the only match I have a negative reaction to.
Okay.
I agree. This match was fucking phenomenal. And here's why I think I ended up having a negative reaction to it. You know my thing about Charlotte at this point.
Yeah.
Just put the title on her. We'll just give her a long title reign for once, so I can be done with this shit with her.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to weigh down that fucking women's division over there.
It's not starting to weigh down the division. It's starting to become Triple H 2002, 2003, which you hated that.
I hate it because it was just like, well, dude, every young and comer that we really like. You not only do you end up beating them so bad they end up in the lower card later on. Like what the hell was the point of bringing? I digress. Anyway,
you've never digressed in this show.
No, he has a couple times. Not very often,
especially when we get to what we're going to get to after WWE. But did you have to make Nikki tap out?
I agree.
Like it couldn't have been Rhea. Because Rhea clearly isn't probably going to challenge for this thing again.
It also wasn't going to hurt Rhea as much as I think it hurt Nikki.
No, because you can always circle back around to Rhea and Charlotte. People are getting tired of Rhea and Charlotte already.
Yeah.
Like, Nikki's a face people really want to like. They've gotten more behind it as they kind of...
Yeah.
Because she clearly got one of the bigger pops when they were coming out.
Yep.
So they're slowly getting behind it. I mean, even when I was going to the lounge or some other spots, I could clearly sense the dejection among wrestling fans. Like, well, shit, like, what's the point of even having her win the damn thing?
Right, yeah, exactly.
If you're going to just have her tap out to Charlotte. This was the only one when I was watching. I was just like, Like why just put Rhea in the spot to tap, and then let because I think the better story is I don't mind the story of Nikki chasing Charlotte.
Yes,
I don't. And then eventually she gets her. Like, I don't mind that. That's a fun story.
Well, that's the story that I just labeled out for Bianca and Becky. So once again, circling back to Becky and Bianca, you're making my point with Bianca and Becky. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, I agree.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, I want to point something out. Jesse did not have this version of okay with the Becky thing when it first happened. He definitely told me he was a little more negative on it, but then again, Jesse slept on it for 24 hours.
And I got the chance to watch it again, and I was like, okay.
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 That was the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this. I mean, I think people have to realize is there's nothing wrong with Charlotte being the entertainment, but can you find something for her to do that doesn't involve the belt? Seriously?
Yeah.
Can you find something for her to do?
They did it for like 3 months. Like it was 3 months, and then like she was gone, and then she was right back in the title scene. And I'm like, guys,
I will say this though.
As I brought it up, I'm like, this feels very Triple H like, where he where he talked about later on in his career, like I get why X-Pac was getting the go away heat. Because then later on, when he had to come back with DX, he had to come back as a babyface. People just didn't want to see Triple H anymore because you got sick of like, okay, well, he's just going to beat my favorite guy.
Arguably bigger pop, and I'm serious because I think they're actually comparable to people that don't want to just hate on Vince. Mm-hmm. CM Punk or Triple H coming back in 2002?
After his injury to Madison?
Because, Jesse, that was in your backyard.
My cousin was there.
That was in your backyard.
Was that the one where he came
that was
Madison?
the garden, yeah.
That was the garden.
My cousin
Triple
and
H
uncle
pop.
were there.
Yeah.
I asked him.
It's comparable, dude.
Because he doesn't like to watch wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
But he was like, I did go and watch the CM Punk thing.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of a fan of Punk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he apparently had a bad meeting with Phil Brooks once. Now he hates him.
Okay.
And I told him when he, because he saw him near a movie set, he was just trying to say hi. Maybe Phil just didn't know how to take it and did the wrong things. Whatever.
Yeah.
My cousin was just like, but regardless, he's like, Triple H might have still been the best one because there was always a chance. People don't remember. There was a chance he was never coming back from that injury.
No one had ever come back in a contact sport from what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Triple H's pop when he came back was bigger than CM.
And by the way, he was still supposed to be brought back as heel, but because they heard the pop.
Yeah.
As soon as the music hit, he even talked about like how he was going to come out and chat heel, but as soon as he heard the overwhelming like love for him, he's like, I had to change my tune. And so the stuff that happened with him and Kurt, they actually did on the fly.
Yep.
Because he was like, well, shit, I can't do this heel promo. Because they clearly they're happy I'm back. And it made him real, before, of course, we had the horrible Triple H run, that, like, shit, okay. Like, okay.
So for those of you who are not just cynical, it is comparable.
It's very comparable.
Yes, very comparable.
Because that was a guy who was, like, one of the best heels of all time. I mean, because we just hated him. We really hated him.
You did.
And
like, so did the locker room.
Oh, dude, like I said, I was a 12-year-old kid. Once he walks by, like, we flipped him off. One time after he won a match, I think, like a buddy from behind us, like, tried to throw a fucking tomato at him. Like, Triple H was hated, bro. But he was great at his job, so he was supposed to be hated. And so when he originally got hurt, and, like, WWE at first was kind of talking about it, like, we don't know if he's coming back. In the especially early internet days, early interview days, everyone was like, well, shit, that would actually kind of suck. Like, dude, like, because at that point, Austin and The Rock were on their way out.
Yes.
So, like, you're like, well, shit, if we lose Triple H too, like.
I also think that 2002 run, regardless of how you feel about from when you watched it, what was he going to do without Rock and Stone Cold at that point?
Well, and then here was the thing, and I think
everybody on the roster was screwed for 2-3 years, and that's not Rock or Stone Cold's fault. That's just what they meant to the business.
Well, here's what I'll say, because at that point when they were gone, people don't realize at that point then they really relied heavily on like Undertaker and Kane and those guys, because they were like that's when they started the struggle of building new guys. And then, of course, they got that class with Randy, Batista, and John.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, it was just a thought of like, well, shit, a lot of the old guard is gone. And then, of course, 2004 or 5, we got Shawn back.
Yeah.
Which we were like, oh, fuck, this is awesome. Because that was a guy we were sure we were never going to see again.
Oh, God, yeah.
100%.
And then
I definitely thought that. Definitely.
And then he went on for 8 years to have probably the best run of his career ever.
Easily.
And that was without ever winning more than one heavyweight championship.
Yeah. But no, I mean.
So the two pops are insanely comparable. But I think on a different level, I think for CM Punk, it was just one of those things because like I've always said in the back of your mind, you're like, at some point he'll fucking be back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing well for himself.
It was also his hometown.
Yes.
So that helps. And something about the city of Chicago, people are proud to be from that city. They are.
I don't know why. I mean, the pizza's secondary to New York.
It's not even pizza.
The Bears suck.
It's not even pizza. It's a casserole. And
Boys, I'm not setting us up well if we ever take a road trip to Chicago.
No.
I'm going to get booed.
I like my hot dishes, all right?
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so on to, I believe, number 9?
It's number 9. Yeah, we got 11. Oh, God, a lot of matches.
Keep going.
Is the lovely match between Seth and Edge when Edge pulls out the win.
Allison
on submission.
Allison will tell you
this was the best match of the night.
Allison will tell you
awesome
this.
Match.
Well, by the way, big ups to the Queen for coming out as the Mad Titan Thanos. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Because she is.
Seth apparently was a pirate. I don't know what that was about, but Seth,
no. I think he was like Sergeant Dr. Pepper. Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant Pepper. Cole kind of kept mixing that up too.
Yeah, Sergeant Pepper, Lonely Heart. I did like his wrestling attire this day.
When the Brood music hit,
oh my God,
Allison will tell you.
So I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to cut you guys off because you guys got to watch it live.
Yeah.
So I only heard about it and then of course finished this morning.
Yep.
I actually popped.
Yep.
I was just like, oh my fucking God.
Oh, trust me, when I saw it, I was like,
because as a 13-year-old kid, my dad once took me to a house show in New York.
Yeah.
With him, Christian, and Gangrel.
Yeah. And
so when I heard the music again, it brought me back to that moment. I actually teared up a little bit because I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Oh,
like, only WWE can pull this shit off with our memories like this.
As much as Jesse was in that PWG crowd at WWE, there's some memories that they'll pull out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And we all talk about it now, because it's just like, every now and then they'll do something, you're like, yeah, only WWE can pull this off.
They're the only ones.
Only they can do this because they have our memories like this.
They do.
Oh God, yeah.
Vince has our memories, so like every now and then he can pull off something where we're just like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
Yep.
This is so awesome.
It was
Vince.
From
Vince
the
is sitting
fire
there.
To the glasses.
I know where to get him.
I wish a part of me, while this is just me being a greedy fan, and it never changed my opinion of the match or anything like that.
Yeah.
But a part of me was like, I kind of wish he would have like thrown like $7,000 or something at Gangrel for him to walk out with fucking Edge. I'm like, dude, do you know how many people would have lost their shit if he was just like, dude?
He just grabbed a look at Ed.
He's too busy wrestling for Ring of Honor.
I know.
No, Vince was like, can we sell a T-shirt for this? Maybe.
All right, listen. It's just one night. I'm borrowing you. I'm gonna pay you like $1 million, and just walk out with him. Do what you used to do.
We sell some T-shirts.
I'm sorry. You two can say what you want, but I am personally gonna Elstein this because just go watch it. That's all I can say.
It is.
The story that was told.
Seth's trying to beat down the surgically repaired neck and
years in the making. That's long-term story.
By the way, can I point something out?
Way term, long-term.
A Dusty Rhodes NXT product.
Yes, he was.
Seth Rollins is the only guy still in this business. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how long he's been in the E. He could wrestle ROH tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But he can also do WWE.
By the way, he was already in ROH.
But Jesse, he's never lost that.
No.
But he picked up what Vince wanted.
Yeah.
Seth is the best hybrid of the indie style, WWE style.
Because Seth, unlike somebody else who we'll get to after the next match.
There we go.
Next two matches.
Seth's nickname for the rest of his career in the inner circles of wrestling should just be the ultimate hybrid.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's still also, people don't realize this, he's still probably the most athletic guy you have.
Let me say this. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I personally feel he's legendary in the ring. Outside of it, sometimes silence is the better part of valor. And that's all I'll say.
There you go. All right.
Please.
Next match
no,
is...
No, hold on. If you guys have something to say, please go. But for me, it's just an L-Stain.
Listen, I'll just get...
I agree with you there.
Best match of the night, which I had a feeling... I mean, you know, when we were talking about it, I was telling you, like, dude, I've been watching this stuff on SmackDown as well. This could be, like, literally the best match of the night on what could be a really good night.
Crazy...
Really, in the fact that he had to use a hybrid submission to win because the spear didn't work. That's huge. They let Seth kick out of the spear. Only The Undertaker and I think maybe Triple H have kicked out of the spear from Edge. That's huge.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But once again, this is how you come back from 7 years off, and this is how you prove your...
10 years for Edge.
Yeah, but here's the deal. This is how you come back. You even with creative control, he's putting people over.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because Seth's not coming out of this bad.
No.
By any means.
Oh, heck no.
Because Seth can also play the chicken shit smarmy heel.
Well, in this case, Seth was a victim of his own stupidity in the match.
Yes.
He once again, because he had him down, and his whole thought went to, I'm going to finally break his damn neck.
Yeah.
And it cost you.
Yep.
So anyway, Leroy, if you have something to say, please. But if not, we'll move on.
No, just like you said, everybody get a chance to watch that match.
Yes.
Watch that match again and again. It's so worth it.
Actually, I think WWE actually put it up full match. So, yeah I think even they knew how great it was.
All right, the next one is for the WWE Championship, where Bobby Lashley won via referee stoppage.
Jesse,
so here's the most shocking thing you'll hear from any wrestling show this week. Good job, Goldberg. The best he's looked in fucking 15 years. He actually wrestled a match. They didn't just do big move, done. He actually, like, put in work to try to wrestle a fucking match. Now, he's very limited.
I also think it went a little too long.
Maybe
7 minutes.
I'll say this:
the placenta went too long.
But which WWE doesn't do a lot of, thank God. But I gotta give Goldberg so much credit, man, because I was like, this is gonna be another Goldberg match where they spear each other. He hits a jackhammer. Bobby kicks out. The kid tries to get involved. Goldberg gets locked up in that shit, and it's night for Goldberg. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. The way they did it, I was a little surprised that, like, they were going to stop on injury.
Yeah.
Just set up for more of a story, but then when the kid pops in there too, and
Bobby kind of like
Bobby drops him, it's like, oh crap, I didn't realize it was your.
Well, here's the thing. I think when Bobby dropped him and put him in the lock, Bobby knew. But it was MVP, so as he's like locking him up in the hurt lock, MVP ran in because he's like, whoa.
Yeah, you got to stop.
This is his kid, dude. Like, don't do this to his kid. And it was MVP was like, first of all, everyone, no one could have known that was Goldberg's son, which, to be fair, at first, no.
Yes.
But afterwards, he knew.
Well, after the fact, yeah, it's like, no, we didn't mean to. He didn't mean to do this. We didn't mean to do this because.
And by the way,
they know what's going to happen.
I could clearly tell Bobby didn't fully lock it in either. So great job by Gage for selling.
Oh yes.
If you want a career in pro wrestling, son, you actually probably have a future.
Well, yeah, you never know. Yeah, they did a good job there.
But man, mad kudos to Goldberg. He actually wrestled a fucking match.
Which was the last thing Jesse thought was going to happen.
Man, I'm like, it's going to be big move. He gets put in the hurt lock. Bobby wins. Bobby gets put over more.
But then with the ending of this match and injury, is it going to be him and Goldberg the next pay-per-view?
Goldberg's got 2 more left on his deal?
Yeah. So it'll probably be Bobby Goldberg. Which means they've almost spoiled themselves, spoiled their own fucking future, because I'm guessing it's probably so. They've already announced that their next Saudi Arabia show, which will be before Survivor Series,
October
is in late
16th,
October,
somewhere
somewhere.
there.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I'm assuming that's the next one because
by the way,
he
folks,
sells over there.
can we stop the bullshit? WWE is not a political thing here. They're going because guess what? Every goddamn one of us would go if we were getting paid that kind of money.
About to say, I mean,
my politics do not stop me from making a payday. I'm sorry.
It's like, you're gonna go to Saudi? I don't know if I want to go there. We'll give you $1 million. Yeah, okay.
All right.
No. We'll give you $200 million for coming to do a 6-hour show. Yeah, we'll be
No, I'm just saying, performer-wise,
to all the wrestlers out there who are like, oh, Vince, you're just pissed they ain't offering it to you, so sit down and shut up.
Let me say this. If they ever offer Tony Khan $200 million, AEW will fucking be there.
Oh, you bet your ass they will.
And watch Tony Khan then pull his fucking money, his dad's money out and be like, oh, no, you're all going to fucking be there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and my dad are about to make $250 million. You're all going to be there. So that's why it's like wrestlers, you can feel how you're your own individual, and I get that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Which is why I respected when Brian didn't ever go and Sammy doesn't ever go. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
And Vince is okay with it.
Sammy could be in a lot of trouble because of, again, the people of Saudi Arabia have their belief system. I get it.
Well,
whatever.
also Sammy is Syrian, so
Yes.
there's a very good reason why Vince probably also doesn't let Sammy go.
That's my point as well. Yes,
Very good reason.
So,
which, by the way, sorry to I know we're kind of defending the Saudi Arabian thing here, but if you can, please donate to Sammy's charity of attempting to get hospitals in Syria. Please do.
Very good thing to do.
I will plug that every single time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, to me, it's one of those things.
You're just mad because you ain't getting offered it.
It's one of those things with this Bobby Goldberg story. Now that they've done this, you've kind of given away Bobby's probably going to be his next couple of contenders then, because that's in October, and you got Extreme Rules, which now you've just given away Bobby's going to win. So that's my only issue. But otherwise, great job to Gage for selling, because clearly, I actually, because the rewind factor does work on replay.
Yeah.
The second time around it works.
Yes.
Fucking Peacock fixed that. You have to watch it again the second time.
You're asking NBC to do something quickly. Good luck.
That's true.
I mean, their owner won't die.
Exactly.
So it's because I rewound it. And I'm like, he doesn't even have the fingers locked. So clearly, he's not putting any pressure on Gage.
No.
But Gage did a great job of selling it. So, and like
MVP looked great afterwards, being like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
He's gonna kill me.
Yes. Even a Goldberg on one leg to me is still worse than you. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, all right. No, but I loved it. It's great, and like I said, I love dropping truth bombs in the sense that you're just mad you ain't getting offered $200 million to go.
I'm telling you,
sit down and shut up.
Saudi Arabia could do it now that they got a CM Punk and a Christian and all that. They could do it. So
hold on a sec. So you're telling me that the Saudi Arabian crown prince would pay to see former WWE guys? Go ahead, Leroy.
Why, yes.
Ric Flair.
Woo!
I could go on and on.
All right. Well, the main event we have left with the head of the table against John Cena.
For me, this gets the
head of the table one.
Yeah,
because
it was just good.
It was very great.
He squashed Cena without making it look like a squash.
Basically,
that was the thing. When Michael Cole said.
But funny enough, John Cena just set it up on Friday because he's like, I'm prepared to get my ass whooped.
Well, here's the deal.
Like, he's like, I'm gonna get my ass whooped.
Michael Cole, love or hate the way he delivers things, he's a wordsmith.
Absolutely.
He said a systematic dissection of John Cena.
Yeah.
To paraphrase.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the Cena Lesnar Suplex City thing.
No.
But it was arguably comparable.
Oh, very comparable.
Yes.
Cena had some offense, less than versus Lesnar, but Cena was in it, but it never really felt like he was actually going to win.
Only the first roll-up felt close.
Yeah.
Which was like 2 minutes into the match. I'm like, oh, shit, maybe? Okay. And then once you started getting smashed, I'm like, okay,
so
it's
now, since we El-Steened it, Leroy, could you please let us know how this ended? And by the way, before you do, please let me set you up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are for the first time ever going to name a placenta afterbirth. please, Leroy, would you let us know what happened in this episode of Paul Heyman's absolute worst nightmare?
Our good old boy from our lovely state of Minnesota, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, via Canada. The Beast, Brock Lesnar, came back in. Holy shit.
I didn't think it was Brock for a second when I first saw it.
Well, I
knew his hair had changed, but my God, the transformation that man went through.
He looks jacked.
But he looks thinner jacked.
Yes.
So, like, he looks more toned.
Well, but this is the first time that I think I've ever seen Brock look like he tried to get into athletic shape.
Yeah.
Because Brock's never had to do that.
No.
Brock... I looked at that Brock and I'm like, if that walked into a UFC ring against Oversteam fully healthy, Oversteam would have gotten squashed in a minute. Because here's the deal: that much torso weight gone, that's going to increase speed. Brock's already fast for a big guy, folks.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, has Brock ever seemed like he was more excited for something? He milked that. I've never seen Brock milk shit.
That pop was huge.
So, and that's what I want to get to.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
What an excellent fucking job they've done with Roman Reigns. Here's what I mean.
Everybody thought Brock was going to be all elite, too. So, like, Vince, credit to Vince for never letting anything out about Brock.
I will say this. You've done a fantastic fucking job when you can bring Brock Lesnar back, and he's the babyface!
He is. The look, Paul Heyman's acting the way he looked.
Going,
forget Paul.
Oh my God, I am very sorry.
I've never seen Brock.
He's like, wait, why?
I've never seen Brock throw his arms up with that cheap pop to the crowd. I've never seen Brock do that. I've seen Brock do it with the belt to taunt people, but Brock genuinely seemed happy to be there.
Like, he genuinely, he also seemed genuinely happy to, like, shit, man, like, they really, like, this is great. Like, they really love that I'm here. Well,
then somebody posted this too, and I don't know, maybe because, I don't know if it was AEW's YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
The video of CM Punk's return, 700,000. Brock's return where he didn't do anything,
that
didn't
was on
talk.
Instagram views. Brock won by about 300,000.
He had over $1 million.
But here's the deal. Before we
maybe it was WWE's
Sunday
reach,
and
maybe,
then the bad. People got to remember something. Roman Reigns might have been working during this interview, but he's not technically wrong that Phil never moved the needle like The Rock. He didn't.
No.
Brock could move the needle like that because Brock is the most believable ass kicker ever.
Yeah.
Because again, he sent Rock to Hollywood. Theoretically, on camera, he sent The Rock to Hollywood. I mean, but no, all I'm saying is,
even though Dwayne has teased that he will get that rematch, even if it's 15 years later.
Right? just folks, let me tell you something. What I
don't know.
No, it wouldn't be good for Rock.
I don't know, man. Rock is fucking huge nowadays.
But here's the problem. Rock was a football player. Rock has the Samoan dynasty heritage behind him. Rock is a naturally strong person. He ain't that naturally strong compared to Brock. Brock's still that country.
I will say this though. He's probably faster
strong
than Brock even at his age.
I don't know, man. I know how fast Brock's been when he had the gut.
I know.
All I'm saying is, when I saw him walk out, I was just like, I'm intimidated, and he's currently in Las Vegas. I actually, not even joking, I went to go make sure my door was locked. 'Cause I was like, that is not somewhere I want to be.
Country strong board there, and I'm guessing Sable is probably going, oh boy. She's probably excited about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have never, and I'm serious, I have never seen Brock Lesnar look more intimidating than he did that night.
Well, I think the size of him must have been impressive because I think genuinely Michael Cole was like, oh my God, because as he's walking, around, he's like, oh my God, you see his size? He's like, dude, Brock is jacked.
He looked taller.
Yeah.
Even though we all know he's not.
Yeah.
but he looked taller.
I mean, he's 6'4",
well, let's see.
He's a good height,
to quote one of my all-time favorites and one of the all-time legends of the Motor City, Mr. Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare is the only song that right now Paul Heyman's got on repeat in his iPod because holy shnikes.
By the way, this is going to be the first time we've ever seen, because there were some, of course, AEW elite idiots.
Roman versus Brock all over.
Oh, it's I'm like, no, this is different.
This is not the same.
This is not Brock is the baby face now.
Yeah.
By the way, Roman, before we get off of this and we get to the worst.
Yes.
Roman's selling of, because people ask who is probably Roman's biggest rival.
Yes.
And I've always said it's either Seth or it's Brock.
Yep.
You can go 1A, 1B.
Easily.
Because unfortunately for Roman, his win-loss record against both is very bad.
Yep.
And so, like, Brock coming out as the babyface this time gives us a new dynamic.
Yep.
Because all we've seen is now Roman at some point just start to smash
I'm about to
his
say
opponent.
something that I think Jesse might hate that he has to admit this because Jesse's an old school New Japan Noah guy. You're all this kind. Is there anyone in the world, any promoter, any company that's ever been able to Jedi mind trick you more about forgetting about the past between two wrestlers than Vince? I'm serious.
No, because he can keep them long.
And you hate to admit that. A little bit.
Like I said, I'm a New Japan mark nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit it.
No, but
and Gato does a great job because they'll come back to something. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm not saying Gato does a bad job, but they all could learn from
Vince
from the Jedi mind trick master himself.
Every now and then outdoes himself.
He does.
And here's the thing with Brock coming back, and it's probably the last thing I'll say.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yes.
Because unless you were going to do Finn, Roman has no fucking challengers on that show outside of Finn and maybe Seth.
Give me Finn versus Seth now.
Yeah.
And then when Brock and Roman are over with, then I can go with Finn or
Actually,
Seth.
I think it'll turn into a triple threat between Finn, Seth, and Roman. Because I think at some point they want to probably put Seth against Roman again.
And here's the deal. For those of you that are wondering if Finn got...
Listen, they haven't actually fought each other in 3 years.
Now, for those of you who are like, they've buried Finn, give Finn a chance to come back.
How did they bury Finn? Finn literally whooped his cousin's asses, and then they had the 3-on-1 to take him out.
Yeah.
That's not a burial. That's a protection if I've ever seen one.
Not to mention the fact Finn's also back up on the roster. So they're trying to make you re-engage yourself to a different Finn because he's going to be a different Finn.
He's Prince Balor now.
Now, from one beautiful show, because that's what SummerSlam was to me. It was a beautifully done show.
Yes.
That was Saturday. Sunday there were 2 shows. We're going to talk about one. We're going to save the next one for next week because we haven't officially all seen it.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, go to www.discoverprowrestling.com. But ladies and gentlemen, DPW, the Warmth of Warfare, live from Clyde Ironworks in Duluth, Minnesota. It finally happened, and holy goddamn shit.
What a show.
Did it live up to everything that Eric said it was going to?
What a show.
It was incredible. I said,
holy shit.
You guys had a different view than I did because I was sitting down. I was basically sitting ringside with the commentator to get the audio and everything. So I had a...
I was the unofficial ring general that night.
You were the ring master.
I was
of the show.
I was. I just, oh my god.
You gotta love that one,
folks. For these guys, Leroy, you obviously had to come home to the kids. Jesse just was a little bit sicker than he thought.
Well, no, I was just we were starting Ring Teardown, and then other people with very nice audio and sound equipment needed me a little bit more than you guys did.
Yeah, no, it's totally fair.
But otherwise, I mean, and then
I put in a 14-hour day for DPW.
Yes. Yeah, about the same for me.
I don't want credit. Eric handed me $40. We never discussed money. I didn't care if he handed it to me. I have no problem admitting on the air, Eric, I love you, but I did it to get into your show for free. I have no problem saying that. I said it to Dave 1,000 times. I ain't about to lie about what I'm doing. But here's the deal. For a show that was supposed to be so different, pre-COVID, for a show that is a new independent company that independents are built on bringing in stars, from the opening bell to the end, with a great ladder match, by the way.
Oh, very nice.
Holy shit, was this good?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
This what I've never been so afraid in my life for a show, but that's because for the first time in my life, the ring was my baby. Because, ladies and gentlemen, just so I'm not the only one tooting my own horn here, all of a sudden, these two will confirm. All of a sudden, I just apparently became the ring crew leader.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I'm just pointing to people. You do this. You do this. You do this. And I literally will admit, I got a little bit kind of power hungry in the sense that here's the deal. I got about 90 minutes before doors open. I need y'all to listen right now. You don't want to go find Eric to find something to do because I ain't got time for this shit. Because I just looked at my watch and was like, oh shit.
Yeah, we got a show to do.
We got 90 minutes and we're all putting up drapes. Like we ain't got time for this shit. But I mean, we all had our jobs. We all kind of got thrown to many different things.
Yeah.
But, I want to say this. I personally want to thank Eric for everything he did.
Oh yeah.
Because we spent all night thanking him. But I don't think he'll ever really understand. And we're going to send him this episode. Tell him to get in. What's our timestamp on this? We're about
hour and 40 minutes.
So about an hour and 35 minutes in, I want Eric to kind of start the show. And then he'll get to this part. Eric, for the love of God, it's not so much about us thanking you for last night and a lovely gesture for Jesse running around getting all the signatures of cast, crew, talent, everyone to make sure that Eric got that. And yes, it was an ugly cry, but sometimes you need those in life, especially after the 2 years he's been through.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Thank you, Eric Nordrum.
Yes.
Oh,
thank
God, yes.
you, sir, for a dream. Thank your mother and father.
Yes.
Thank you for holding it. Because here's the deal: if he had closed up shop and gone home, nobody would have said anything.
Yeah.
Nobody would have said you failed. There was nothing you could overcome with a global pandemic.
No.
Nothing. But thank you, sir, for what you gave to us. Because here's the deal. It's the same ring that we've all put up a half dozen times, if more. Yeah. Because Jason was there. Jason Yerke. But we didn't have the normal crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric was in charge but had 30,000 things to do. And I'm just sitting here like, well, no one's taken charge. The ring's been here for 2 hours. I guess I'm just going to do this. Jesse, great with the sound and the lighting. Leroy, obviously your equipment was used to help the commentators and everything. So we all had our duties, we all had our job. But I think I speak not just for myself and for my two colleagues here. Thank you, sir,
right,
for everything you brought to us, because that was the most interactive I've felt at a show yet.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And in the best way.
Yeah.
While also having my shit turn into diamond because I was like, please don't break the boards. Please don't do this.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I said,
your experience, Leroy, from where you were sitting.
This is the closest I've been to a show in a ring and everything that I didn't have to pay for. Right. And we had a couple. There was a power outage. They plugged the board once, and only good part it was during the time with intermission, so it didn't matter so quickly. I mean, I had 2 power outages to deal with, but other than that,
I even told Eric this.
It went great. I mean,
even told Eric this. Hindsight being 2020, the only edit I would have made is that when the power went out, because of the spot they were in, just keep going.
Yeah, and eventually they did get going.
Hindsight being 2020, no one knew what was happening. It didn't take. And by the way,
it took maybe a minute or two for them to figure it out.
Kudos to the people in the ring for covering. That was phenomenal.
And also, good job to the venue who held it. Because the guy, one of the main guys there,
Aram, yep,
he worked his ass off to try to make sure the show went on.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
So kudos to them.
Big ups to Clyde.
It's funny because, speaking on the whole experience, because I guess I haven't really said anything yet. Even since last night, I haven't really said much. Because I got there.
What do you say though? I mean,
I know. I think I got there like maybe 20 minutes after you, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was
able to get there early because of my vicinity to Clyde. You're obviously a bit farther out. You had to take care of the babysitter and the kids.
Yep.
So I was. So here's the deal. It when Eric pulled in to Clyde, and then me. It ended with. I left, and the couple doing our overall sound and setup, the rotundos.
Yeah.
they left shortly after me, maybe a couple minutes after me. So, I mean, I'm not saying I did any more than anybody else being there for 14 hours, but it was weird because I remember Eric looking at me, and this was the only thing that I'll say is me only, because we were the only two that could share this moment, was him just looking at me and being like, we're tearing this down, and it feels like we just got here setting up.
Yeah.
It's a very surreal feeling.
Yeah,
when you
crazy.
are that person that was there for so long.
It's crazy. Like I said, in my past, I've done this.
Yeah.
But in the past, most of those wrestling crews had crews that was just when they were like, listen, man, we'll let you into the show for free if you guys help us out quick. We never usually help them tear it down, but we were like, yeah, we'll help you set up. Because then afterwards we were trying to buy all the wrestlers beer and shit like that back.
That's why you were there, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like anyone that works on crew for PWG, they get that.
Yeah. And I think they're used to it. The fans buy the crew beer. Like it's almost like a family setting.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things yesterday where I get there because we both actually tried to do the ring by ourselves for a minute. It was just me and you.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, let's, then we both started to get pulled in some other stuff.
Well, that was me finally kind of having to look at all the people that, yes, were above me. I'm not going to say that I was any more important than anybody else. I was pretty much low man on the totem pole because I was just there being a crew guy.
Yeah.
But I finally just took over, and I looked at a bunch of people and said, all right, here's the deal. You had your stuff to do, Leroy. I had no question what you were doing. Jesse, you were getting pulled in a million directions. I finally had to look at a bunch of people that were in charge and be like, all right, here's the deal. I need this many people. I need them now, and I need them to basically shut up and listen.
Yeah.
I was a little nicer, I think, in the moment, but basically what I was saying was, I need you to shut up. I need you to listen. I needed this to be done the way that I say, and if you don't like it, go find something else to do and send me somebody else, because here's the deal. This is a professional wrestling show.
Yeah.
We need a ring up when they come in. Oh, God.
We cut it really close.
Oh, yeah.
I already talked to Corey. I already talked to Corey. They need to just write off the business that they need 18-foot skirts that say their name on it. They need to get that done for the second show because, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never run ring crew, the number one most annoying thing, and MAW covers it because they get their own.
Yeah.
Ring skirting is so annoying because there's nothing you can do. Especially if that rope comes out. Allison spent how much time in the sun fixing that?
25 minutes at the other show, yeah.
If she didn't do it, we would have never gotten it done. She's a master of that. But no, it's just, here's the deal. It is always the hardest part because it either fits perfect or it doesn't.
Yeah.
There is no looking
not.
good. Allison even texted me during the show when she was up in the rafters, was like, shouldn't you fix this because the buckles were showing? I'm like, there's nothing I can do. At this point, that is a minor thing in my life to worry about. I'm worried about the boards. I'm worried about, but no, it's just, and I'll be honest, I was bullshitting the whole thing. I'll be the first person to say it. I was just going off what I noticed us do at other shows.
But we're pretty good at doing that. Bullshitting our way through.
95% of this show is
there
bullshit.
There we go.
So anyway.
But I think the one thing that Eric was trying to go for was that to people discover wrestling or rediscover.
Yes.
And as I told you off air, I had a friend that wanted to go.
Yep.
I got him.
Oh, yeah. You haven't heard this yet.
I got him, his girlfriend, and his son.
Yep.
His girlfriend and his son has never seen a show.
Yep.
He has.
Yep.
He got reintroduced to wrestling because
Yep.
there was nobody there that he knew.
Yep.
She discovered it. I got a message from both of them afterwards saying, oh, my God, we had such a great time. Thank you so much for getting us tickets. And his girlfriend said, I think the next time we're going to get the VIP. They're going to be at the one.
And that's just more money in
November 21st. If you were in the booth area,
Jesse,
boom.
You got tossed a few bucks yourself, Leroy.
He didn't give me anything, but I didn't need anything.
No.
I didn't.
But here's the thing. Here, I'm just saying that I got 40, but here's the deal. I was doing that for nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't
same
care.
with me.
I was actually.
I got a ham sandwich from his mom. That was my favorite, bro.
The food is
food, his mom.
Oh, his mom.
She was like, "I'm Eric's mom." Oh, nice to meet you.
I know he lives with them right now because Eric's had a few. Stuff happens in life.
Yeah.
Personal stuff.
That's true.
But I don't know if Eric was ever told this. And again, timestamp. We know hour 35. Get into it. We're all going to message him about it. So
oh, yes.
But here's the deal. Dude, I had a moment backstage talking to your mom. I hope you realize how proud she is of you.
Oh, yeah.
Honest to God,
is.
sir. I'm even tearing up because I watched a woman that just... she had no idea who the fuck we were. And I apologize for the language when I'm talking about someone else's mom, but that woman had no idea who the fuck I was from Adam. She didn't know who the fuck Jesse was from anyone. She could have been Reverend Jesse Jackson. She wouldn't have known.
Anyway. When I talked to her too, I said, yeah, I'm in 13. I told her, we're part of the podcast. We're here for Eric and everything. She's like, oh, that's wonderful.
But here's the deal. She's inviting the whole crew over for dinner. She was asking amazing. What meals we wanted and all this stuff. I'm gonna get a tater hot dish out of this. I ain't bitching about that. But it's just Eric. You need to understand from somebody who's outside the family circle how proud she is of you for what you did.
They both were.
Yes. She even told me, and I'm gonna paraphrase, but I mean she made the motion with her hand, but like since he was knee high to a grasshopper, he's loved this.
Yeah.
And Eric, I hope you get some sleep at some point, because
God, I hope he does.
Love you, bro, but you didn't look like you slept since you sent me the date of the first show. But here's the deal, dude. Your parents are proud. You made all of us proud. Everybody was happy for you. There's a reason we all signed that chair. And I hope you hang that somewhere with pride, and I hope you realize that I'll give you a signed chair every show we do, but that one right there was so special. It was so unique. And there were some hiccups along the way, but it went a lot smoother than it should have for a first-time show.
Oh, yeah.
Like I told him, when
Jesse's
I first
in the
got
music
there,
business. How many times has Jesse had a problem with a speaker?
I mean, listen, as a sound guy in music, I've dealt with shit when I'm not even supposed to be the sound guy at the show, and I've had to fix shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you live in the underground, rock, metal, wrestling, you become part of the show sometimes, whether you were there to do it or not. I've literally paid for a ticket, but because I knew the ring guy, I hopped the damn thing. It was like, I guess I'm doing this now. That was the last Heavy On show in the Malt Building. Was Tony was doing ring crew. I was there paying with you and Jason, and all of a sudden Tony had something to do with the boards. He saw me, just waved, and I'm like, I'll be back.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, whoop, there he goes.
Some dude not from Heavy On hops the guardrail, but nobody seems to. But because I jumped right to Tony, everything was fine. But like, yeah, no.
I will say this because I think we got to the ugly cry moment because. You
did that to him.
I did. Well, and in the beginning of the show, like I told Cal, as I did before the show started, me and him were talking outside because, like I said, me and him have known each other since before I was 20, he was 15,
right?
Playing in the metal shows and stuff around the region.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, I want you to try to do, as I once told you at a rock show years ago, man, is embrace the moment. Because
I told him multiple times, just take 5 seconds.
Because the
one time he did though is when the sound went out. So it's kind of funny. The one time that he actually sat down and watched a match, which was the main event, that's when the sound goes out.
Because he kind of knows this, so I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story.
Yeah, no, by all means.
And recently we've lost some legends in rock and metal.
Oh yeah.
But in my own scene, especially regionally, we've lost quite a few to overdoses, things like that. Mm-hmm. Kids who weren't even in their like late 20s yet, and a couple of them he knew. Yeah. And I told him like, sometimes we do this shit so fast, and these days go by so fast that we don't tend to like just embrace the moment, really enjoy it. And I'm like, at some point.
It's such a fast-moving world.
Yeah, and I said, at some point, come next to me as I'm doing your security tonight, and just watch the show. Look at the fans. Look at the reaction these wrestlers are getting, and just embrace that you put this shit together.
Not to kill your moment, but one thing that needs to be said, and I'm the one that first brought this up, and then everybody noticed it. There were a lot of kids.
Yes.
So
you don't get that at a lot of shows. Even at WWE, you don't get that at shows anymore.
I will say this. What I did not know...
There's nothing more over in wrestling than a 9-year-old telling you to fucking die. I'm sorry. you are over in wrestling if you get a 9-year-old to call it...
I will say this. What I did not know... Because I knew some of the... Joey Jet Avalon. I don't know how many times we've talked about it on the show. People, if he comes to your town, go check him out. He's awesome.
Oh, Joey's
He will talk shit to you, but he's damn good at what he does.
And careful for the shovel.
Because he will hit you with it.
He occasionally has a problem with cute kittens. But
Yeah.
Occasionally there's a problem.
The new DPW, first ever DPW champion, Sierra, She's amazing, of course.
Was live on Dark, by the way.
She was on Dark. So if you want to actually go check her out, I think it was last week's episode.
Did you boys see the picture she posted? You guys,
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want the greatest picture in wrestling, we're gonna post it after the show. But if you want one of the greatest photos I've ever seen in wrestling, the most badass looking photo in wrestling, go to our page, go to Discover Pro Wrestling. That's a photo.
Right.
So that's all I gotta say.
Right.
Yeah. And
that is somebody who in that moment was like,
but
fuck
apparently
all of you.
Kyle Roberts was someone that they were kind of using as a draw because Kyle is popular around here.
Yes, he is.
With the kids. So as they were talking about, the kids were at the show and they were all wearing these masks, and I'm like, what the fuck are these masks? Like these light up masks that these kids are wearing. And
for those of you wondering, they look a lot like the Purge mask.
Yeah, they do.
And so I go over to the merch table and I realize that I see these masks and I'm like, well, which wrestler is connected to these masks? The wrestler's name is Kyle Roberts, and I was talking to him, and apparently he's done a lot of shows up here.
Yeah.
So kids love him.
Yeah.
Like, kids adore him. And then in his match, I seen why. He's a great babyface, great seller.
I'm just bugged that I missed that match, but there was stuff going on backstage.
Yeah.
So,
But
injuries happen, folks. It's part of the business.
But so when we saw the kids, and I got the chance to go talk to Kyle afterwards, once again it was almost like when we did the MAW show last year with Laney Luck, and I was just like, this is what this is supposed to be about. Is getting these very young, these young people into pro wrestling to love this beautiful thing that we love, that they put their bodies on the line for.
Wrestling, in my opinion, will never go away.
Well, no.
I don't think it can. It's one of the, I hate to say it, it's never the most popular things that stay forever. It's the niche things that just somehow stick around and they never die. Because here's the deal. Sorry, but outside of like all-time great pop artists, like let's say Madonna or Michael Jackson, ain't nobody going on a 50-year tour, but there's a lot of rock bands that are on 50-year tours. So there's some staying power in this stuff. But wrestling can be back to a level it once was. We just have to stop listening to the mainstream people that say, "Oh, it's just fake." To you, it is. And you know what? This. Hold on, if I may. This might be harsh what I'm about to say, but I think it's warranted. I feel sorry for those people. I'm sorry that you grew out of remembering what made you happy as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened. And that's not me trying to be a dick. That's me saying that there are people who take the whole you have to grow up now thing a little too seriously. Now, I work with some college kids on IDS. The work ethics could use some work. In that situation, but we all do.
Yeah.
But in that situation, yes, grow up, time to move on with your life. But there are things in life, you can find a balance between the life that you have and the life that you once did. I tell people all the time, one of the reasons why my relationship is literally on the edge of perfect is because she's cool with me still being a kid a little bit.
Yeah.
There are times when I have to be an adult, which is fine. But, this was hard when I was a kid because obviously you want to fit in, but like, fuck you. I watched Blue's Clues and it was fucking great. I watch cartoons every day of my damn life, and I don't give a shit what anybody says about it.
I love cartoons.
The fact of the matter is that
Jay's Take will probably have anime segments because I'm a huge anime fan.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you can't find joy and wonderment in the things that made you happy when you were a kid. I'm sorry. That's a real thing to me. And this is another timestamp that I want Eric to keep listening to. Thank you for reminding me that it's still alive.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you for reminding me that at any point it can be reborn.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a phoenix.
Yeah.
That is going to burn down a lot. But thank you, sir, for that, because holy shit, was that a good show, man. And like
it was.
He's such a workaholic. He's already on to the next one, but like at some point I want him to realize.
Well, like
I
told him last night, and I told Corey last night. I'm like, see, the problem is Eric's a workaholic, so you guys are actually going to get way more success than you guys even think you're going to get.
Yep.
Because you guys don't know how to stop working, and you guys probably get mad at yourselves for it. But guess what? That's okay. But every now and then, just sit back. I love when Leroy tells me the numbers for these podcasts because I get to sit back and go, man, that's awesome.
I don't give it
the growth.
Here's the if Mark McGuire goes 3 days and only has 137 views, that's a problem. I get 137 views in a 9-minute interview 3 days after Leroy posted it, and I'm like, well, shit, maybe we're actually good at this. maybe. And by the way, folks, those things you hear in the background coming from the right side of the screen, the little things that Jesse said, that's the only thing that kept me from sweating like a goddamn gorilla.
Yeah, so
thank God for Jesse.
I kind of got I feel like, in the interviews you may see me be his calming factor as we get the chance to do more of them. But yeah,
if they get any bigger than that, I'm gonna need your ass. Holy shit.
But yeah, DPW was great.
Maybe I could step in. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Warmth and Warfare was excellent. If you're in Minnesota and you can make the 2-hour drive, November 21st, go.
For those
get
of you,
VIP tickets, go.
For those of you wondering,
plus you get to meet us.
Yeah. And by the way, for those of you wondering, and by the way, we're still not timestamped for Eric to stop listening yet. We will be. Once again, sponsoring that show. There ain't no way we ain't going to sponsor that next show.
We're going to be sponsoring that show. We're going to have Eric on.
Just a quick geographical thing, ladies and gentlemen. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan's only an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
So if you want to just draw a circle around that, there's a wide range of people that could join us for that wonderful day.
We'll have Eric on the show again to promote that. We will have Alex again.
Yes, from today, 90 days from this moment. Eric looked it up last night. 90 days from today is the Ashes of Warfare, basically.
Yes.
And that show...
Well, it's called...
hold on.
Reduced to Ashes.
Reduced to Ashes, yes.
I believe
Reduced to Ashes. Bit of a theme going with what they're doing, but folks, come out, support the show, support whatever local show you can. So, Leroy, what's our timestamp right now?
We are now at 2 hours and
2 hours and 1 minute.
2 hours, 1 minute. Eric.
Yeah, reduced to
Eric, now you can stop listening.
No, he wants to keep listening.
Right. All right, so we did the good. We did a little bad. Now it's time for the ugly. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse, you were the first one to say this, and we talked about it.
Yep.
The biggest moment of the weekend, even though we love Eric, the biggest moment of the weekend was in fact the 7.5-year reunion of pro wrestling to Mr. Phil Brooks, CM Punk.
Yes.
Jesse, it is time now for our segment of perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse.
Wow. Yep. There we go.
Jesse, if you would please explain to the audience around the world.
Yes.
There is the CM Punk
issue.
Hold on. There is the voice of the voiceless cult of personality pipe bomb dropper.
Yes.
What is the second part of the Phil Brooks
factor?
So
the second part of the Phil Brooks thing that people seem to forget is that when he does not get his way, he leaves. When things don't go well,
happened in Ring of Honor.
He's fucking out.
Happened now. People forget Ring of Honor. He didn't get what he wanted. Now, yes, he still loved Ring of Honor.
Yes.
And yes,
he brought it up in the promo.
Yes. And a WWE contract was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
But if Ring of Honor was going to give him everything he wanted, why would you really... I don't give it... Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal said years ago, I'm making more money right now working less time because everyone gave Jay Lethal whatever he wanted because Jay was worth it. Yeah. So here's the deal. I don't care if you're a double-A minor league baseball player. Fuck Tim Tebow, but a real minor league baseball player. If you're making good money in minor league baseball and they're never going to call you up, but you can always get a contract when the season's over, why would you stop doing minor league baseball?
Yeah, you would just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
We're happy he's back.
Yes.
But AEW, get ready because now here's the issues. Like I said, the first one is if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll be fucking gone. No matter what kind of contract you're paying him, he will fucking leave. I promise you that.
Because Tony Khan's not a real businessman when it comes to this business, so he's not going to act like Vince and say, "No, I've got you." He's going to let you go because he wants to be one of the boys.
Number 2, you're going to get a boost. You're probably going to continuously do over $1 million. Their next show is in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
part of me kind of wishes I could go. Because those tickets were only fucking $40 last time. They probably
too far away.
Yeah, I'm about to say Milwaukee ain't too far away from here. But here's the thing: what happens on the shows? He's not there. What happens when he says, I'm going to take like a month off to go do a movie?
To our buddy Jacob, who was at DPW last night.
Yes.
Jacob, I'm here to say, and it will be confirmed by my boy Jesse here, who's got a lot of inside sources. There is proof that Cody and the Bucks are not speaking the way that they think. You can spin whatever Cody said in whatever way you want. That we don't talk all the time. No. There's a lot more animosity there than people
think. There is actual factual information out there you guys can go find that shows they actually aren't speaking at all.
No.
When they communicate about setting up the shows, it's through text.
Yep.
And apparently nowadays only Tony will talk to them separately before the show.
Yeah.
By the way, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Very, very bad.
There is more trouble in paradise than the rose-colored glasses of anti-Vince propaganda.
Because here's the thing, at least with WWE, as you guys like to say, the buck stops with Vince. Well, at least if you want to get mad, the only person you got to blame is Vince. Those guys all told you when they started this company, all of them would listen to you, which clearly they don't care.
And by the way, Jacob also had to confirm, and this is a sticking point with me, folks, your boy down there.
And also, I hate to say it, the wife hates all of them.
Yes.
So guess what?
Yes. Here's the deal. Okay, you're not going to see a lot of EVP meetings in the Roads to Glory or whatever it is.
Yeah, show that's coming.
No, here's the deal. But no, Jacob also has a sticking point with him because here's the deal. Tony, you're a billionaire. Call Allstate. Call State Farm. I want fucking insurance for these motherfuckers because guess what? You promised it and you ain't done shit about it, so don't tell me you're a damn saint.
I think we're almost 3 years. 2 years?
We're almost to our.
We're
almost to our third all out. We're almost to our third all out.
We're
about 3 years.
I'm just saying they still don't have the insurance that they said that. I'm like Vince.
Yep.
They would give the rest.
And by the way, again, just because you're telling me that if they get hurt, I'll pay for the surgery. That's not real insurance.
That's not insurance.
What if they get hurt outside the ring? You gonna pay? You gonna be a nice guy and pay for them, Tony? Huh?
What if they get hurt outside your company?
Which happens.
It does.
It happens.
Happened to Chris Statlander. I digress.
Yep.
Number 2, the problem with CM Punk.
Yes.
You're about to get a monster boost, and I'm going to be happy for you. It won't change your booking. It's just you're going to get a boost because his fans will be there.
To pull it back to what you were saying, to get back to your point, what happens when he's not there? Even if it's a full-time deal, he can't work 52 straight shows of just Dynamite, 52 more of Rampage. He can't do all of them.
Here's the thing.
No, he can't.
It's not that he can't do all of them. He's not going to do all of them. You think he's going to do Rampage again? That was a special thing. That was in his hometown.
Oh, by the way, folks, if he does, then it just becomes diluted and no one cares.
Exactly.
Sorry. You can't hold the momentum you got. That was lightning in a bottle and it ain't going to happen again.
So, you're going to probably do over the million the next couple of weeks because now he has this match with Darby Allin. Will be a banger.
Oh, yeah.
Probably one of 2 on a fucking 16-card match. 16-card pay-per-view.
Yep.
Yeah.
It might as well all be the same damn match if you think about it.
By the way, on a side note, Brian Alvarez, I do not like to ever hear you complain about a WWE pay-per-view when there's clearly like 16 matches and even you go, yeah, that wasn't really great, but it was no. I want you to keep that same energy.
Yes, sir.
That's what the young kids like to say. Keep that same energy.
Yep.
No cap on it. Okay. There's 16 matches. It's a 5-hour show and only 3 matches were good. That's a bad fucking show.
Yep.
Anyway, problem number 3. He's going to want to be AEW World Champion. Now, I assume at this point he will just do a lot of matches with the young wrestlers.
Yes.
Darby's going to lose his first match, and that's what it is.
Also, I'm sorry. I got to take over this for 5 seconds.
Yeah, no problem.
Young talent in that locker room? Who the fuck are you talking about? There's like 6 people in that locker room he deserves to be in the ring with. On his status, not even theirs.
I was going to say on his level,
on his level.
Yeah.
Darby I'm okay with. He can work with Jungle Boy. I'm struggling past those 2, but I know there's at least 4 more people.
What about Pillman?
Pillman, maybe.
I'll do Pillman.
MJF.
He can work with he can work with
MJF.
Yeah.
He might be able to do a little something with Jericho just to kind of fix the history.
We said young talent.
And Jericho thinks he's 12, so what am I going to say?
Jericho is 12, but he's damn near 50, so we said young talent.
He is 50. Just
cut your hair, Jericho, you fucking weirdo.
What's he going to do with Kenny?
He'll do... By the way...
Time out. Notice my qualifier was talent.
Okay, well... I'll just throw in that. He is the world champ. So I'm just throwing it
I'm half
out
and
there.
half. I don't even disagree with you with that.
I'm just throwing
point.
Or
Adam Page.
Adam Page.
There we go.
27.
I could see.
Sorry, 29, but still.
I could see it. To me, I feel like the way he wrestles, Christian's got a couple more young years in him.
He'll probably do a Cody match because Cody's going to want in on this.
Cody's going to want in on this.
Orange Julius.
Orange Cassidy, okay. You know what? I like Orange Cassidy.
I'm okay with Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy in the ring is actually kind of a lot fucking better.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
do you still
see that hand grab?
I've gotten over it. It's just, because it's almost like, The Miz, I don't know how you can ruin Miz matches more than sometimes he does, but The Miz actually overshouts his own fucking matches. Watch him.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch the matches. You'll be like, oh, God damn it, he's calling the whole match.
Yep.
I don't even need to listen to commentary. He's calling the match for him.
Yep.
Young talent in AEW for him, that would be worth his fucking time.
I think we rattled off just about everybody.
That's about all I got.
Shit, I think I'm out of names. Will Hobbs, they've done nothing with. By the way, God rest his mother's soul. I know he just lost her recently. Nothing but love and condolences to your family, Will.
There wasn't much going on before the passing of his mother.
Ricky Starks, maybe. But Ricky's a year younger than me. Would I be considered young talent? I don't know.
He also just had that neck thing that's probably going to require something at some point.
Well, he got the surgery, so he's good now.
Yeah.
But... And Ricky, listen, I'm sure they'll do a Ricky match.
Yep.
But Ricky needs to probably get pushed to the main event in the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Before someone like him is just like, what the fuck am I doing here anymore?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, folks.
They could do more with...
he left what could be very lucrative in NWA for this.
Yes.
Yeah. They could do Top Flight, but the Top Flight needs more...
But here's
they need more work on TV
I love
stuff.
my boys in Top Flight. They're not on CM Punk working level. They're just not.
They need to do some more
unfortunately,
work.
Dante has actually gotten more exposure since the other brother was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, folks, here's the thing. I will never in my life, and I would say this to his face, I don't blame him for what he did with WWE. I don't agree with how he did it. That's a personal choice of mine.
Yeah.
That is not something that I am saying I'm not saying my way's best. I'm not saying, look, me, because of the way me dealing with a situation of, racism might be a different way Jesse might do it. I might come across a situation where because of how I look, somebody immediately assumes something. Jesse, it's kind of the same thing, but obviously, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's just, I might handle it different than Jesse, but then again, I haven't grown up with what Jesse's grown up with in his life.
Yeah.
So if Jesse walked out, that's Jesse's way of dealing with it. Me sticking around and toughing things out and dealing with it different, that's my way.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with just walking out. Even Stone Cold said he would have, he shouldn't have done it.
Like I've always said,
there's one thing being your own man, and then there's another thing.
What Stone Cold and CM Punk did,
yes,
was absolutely fucking wrong. Now Stone Cold, in his case, just do the damn job quick.
Yep.
Just because I think he was going to win his match, and then Vince is going to let him get that time off.
No, I think he was going to lose.
Oh, was he?
He was going to lose, yeah.
Because I thought he said something about like he didn't care if he was going to win or lose. He just didn't want to do.
He said that, but the truth is that in his original first documentary, he said, "We're going to job you to Brock," and Stone Cold's exact response was, and basically, I quote, "What, really already? Now here's the deal. I ain't got a problem doing a job for anybody. I'll job to anybody, but guys like me are kind of hard to come by. You're going to do it only with 1 week's notice? Not even an extra week to try to get a bigger number? Just tonight it's going to be announced?
Because it was supposed to be like on a SmackDown or some shit or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, that was him throwing his power of his superstardom, which I get what he was trying to do. I would have just argued it out. Vince would have gave him his fucking way anyway.
Yep.
And then with CM Punk, like I said, to me he was always wrong. Because I believe Vince had an out. I think it was do like a match with Daniel or something like that. Lose, we'll let the contract run out, and then you can go. Well, basically, like he always does. I'll still pay you, and then you can go.
You can go. Yep.
Because, especially back at that time, you only had TNA to think about, maybe. And then at that point, Dixie Carter was running them into the fucking ground, so they weren't competition. Now, luckily, Impact is back in a big way, but, like, back then, yeah, he didn't have shit to worry about, so that's why he would have done that. But instead of wrestling in a classic match, just one more with Daniel, and then I think like Daniel got hurt, and then he was already thinking about quitting. But it's just like just do the fucking match where you lose, you get your farewell, and then if you don't want to come back to WWE after that, we get it.
Well, but the other thing about it is that he was scheduled to beat Triple H, and look, okay, hold on a sec. If I may say for a second, because this bothers me a little bit with him. Ultimately, this comes down to, and he said it in his own documentary that WWE did when he came back after the SummerSlam thing. He said it, his words, and I quote, "I want the main event of SummerSlam." Vince said, "Well, you're wrestling Triple H in one of the co-main events." And he's like, "No, the main event's the last match." So this was all over closing. I understand it's WrestleMania, but all this was over closing WrestleMania. Bro, I get it. You're the champion. You think the champion should be last, but this is the wrestling business. Sometimes you get a feud that supersedes even the belt.
Yes.
Because the star power is just that big. So this is why
sometimes the story requires, because more people are into the story.
This is why I never 100% agreed with what CM Punk did. Because at the end of the day, and I'll just say it, people can sit here and say, I'm not a courage of my convictions, guys. These two can probably counteract that and say, I've stuck to a lot of principles on this show, trust me. But it's just, here's the deal. Really? Over a spot on the card?
Yeah. No,
as much as I agree with Jim Cornette's situation of you can't always have a bunch of cards where every match is I want to steal the show, because you have to build the best show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're that much of a prove it guy, then just have the better match.
Yeah.
It's not that damn hard.
Yeah.
Nope. That's true.
Because guess what, Phil? A reaction in the modern era that might rival yours, and it lasted for the entire match, was Rock and Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been the main event. It wasn't, and it killed the main event.
People forget that Triple H and Jericho were the main event that year.
Yep.
So here's the deal. And again, this is me saying, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. My chair's open.
Right.
But here's the deal.
Yes.
If you really thought you were that guy, then pull a Kofi.
Yeah.
Show Vince you're that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think Triple H was really in his ear saying he can't be that guy. Oh, and by the way, are we forgetting that Triple H went on a podcast shortly after he left and said, and I quote, there were days when I'd come in and the first thing that like 90% of the roster was saying is, he's going to quit today. He's going to quit. He's mad. It's done. It's over. And then he goes to him and goes, what's up? And Phil goes, nothing. You are this is as much 50-50 to blame as anything, and I'm sorry to the Mark fans, and I got friends that I think are Mark fans in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you don't want to look at this from an adult perspective.
Yeah.
This is a 50-50 shot deal.
Yeah.
You could have communicated better. They could have communicated better. You both fucked up. It's not on them. And now I'm going to get to what I think was the ugly part about CM Punk's promo. Again, I said he's the only guy it would work for, but was it not just another 20-minute cheap pop against WWE?
Yeah.
Well, it's AEW.
The ice cream bar thing, really?
As Bubba has said on his show, he's like, sometimes I don't even like to tune in. Because he's like the constant fucking shots.
This is from Bubba, who's never had the best relationship with the office over at WWE.
But he also has always had the love of the locker room.
Yeah.
So, and is a guy that Vince would always welcome back with open arms.
Oh,
whenever.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So it's an understanding of I don't fucking like the management over there either. But sometimes it's not about them. Sometimes it's about the camaraderie with the guys in the locker room.
I actually am one of those few people that believes, Sheamus, that after the 24-hour period of all these releases, the locker room's fine.
I think there's an initial shock for probably like a week.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And then, like, you have to move on. You just have to.
You have no choice. Alexa Bliss would not be doing this well with this gimmick if she was truly that heartbroken. And again, not speaking, not
I
speaking
agree.
for her, speaking for what
I'm
the
just
internet
saying,
says she is.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, and I mean, like, you know, and listen, she had, after like a 4 or 5 days after the release, she clearly put out a really sweet message that was all.
It was great. I loved it.
To Wyndham, and he actually personally loved it. So clearly, they're probably still friends.
Yeah.
There's an understanding. And here's the third main thing that AEW fans you're about to find out about the CM Punk problem.
I think we're on 4.
No, this was.
But, okay.
Well, maybe this was 4. I don't know. I thought this was 3.
Okay.
The next one.
His fans don't care about AEW.
We're on 4.
So, his fans don't care about the promotion.
No.
They just care about him.
Yep.
The only reason they are going to now watch your promotion is because he's there.
Yep.
When he's not there, they're not going to give a shit.
Nope.
If they know he's not going to be there, they're not going to give a shit.
Jesse pointed something out to me, not to interrupt your rant there, but Jesse pointed something out to me. We had 4 weeks of Fyter Fest, whatever the other pay-per-view was, and then 2 Dynamites that had names to them.
Yeah.
Yes, they're trying to do the whole Japan thing where they name every show now, but here's the deal.
I wish they would stop.
You can't have 52 different names. But here's my point. Folks, guess what? Sadly, oh my God, wait, hold on. Where's the music for I predicted this on the show of, hey folks, every time you name something, you're over 1 million. Every time it's a regular Dynamite, even with that momentum, Jesse, what was their rating on the 5th week?
I think it was like 750,000.
It was about 940, but it still wasn't 1 million. Folks.
Yeah, because I off the cuff was like, you fucking predicted this.
A regular Dynamite without a special appearance, without a promotional
By the way,
name.
They were among all the shows to do bad, except for one wrestling show that didn't do bad that week. And guess what show that was?
What show would that be?
SmackDown!
Yes, sir.
And they're going to do really good this week because...
They hot-shotted Becky to the top, yeah.
Well, not only that, but Brock will probably be on the damn show.
Brock, here comes the pain. Brock's going to be on SmackDown instead of Raw.
That's it. It's not, they haven't said anything about it, but there is that possibility.
So people are going to be
why not? They're going to watch.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm watching Friday just because I love watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have yet to be proven wrong.
All I'm saying, if a SmackDown hits 3 million this week, I don't want to hear that AEW
is catching up.
Is CM Punk, because now this shit people are posting. CM Punk has changed wrestling again. If SmackDown hits fucking 3 million and all they did masterfully was flip a Roman/Brock feud
with Becky also,
with Becky now coming back as well, stop all that shit.
Yeah.
Because that means people still genuinely...
Because remember, without Becky, without Brock, with just Cena and Roman, they did 2.5.
Actually,
they only need 500,000 more.
I was about to say the one 2 weeks ago was 2.750. So like, all I'm saying is like SmackDown has been doing great.
I have said it, and you know what? Long before Jesse was here, Leroy.
Yeah.
What is the one thing on this show I have never... And here's the thing. Even I don't remember all the shows. Maybe sometimes my ideas get a little twisted. But when you do so many shows in a row, things happen.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. One thing I've been consistent on, and I've never said it otherwise, I've never done nothing. If it's not a special event, if it's not named, if it's not got a special appearance, if it's not got a star, you can't do 1 million since the 3rd week.
Yep.
Because your version of a wrestling show on weekly television, and even Rampage dropped ratings after the Punk thing, because how do you follow that?
No one cared about those matches.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is this.
No one gave a shit
about
those matches.
Your shows, unless it is special, unless you
By the way,
hot-shot...
that was John Moxley's first ever match on Rampage, and no one gave a shit about those matches.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
You hot-shot...
John's going to go back to fucking New Japan full-time, and I can't wait.
Here's the deal. This is the summer of hot-shotting in AEW, because you threw everything you had at us.
Yep.
And by the way, congrats on the minuscule numbers you did on hot shotting, because you couldn't even double your numbers, guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, the funny story. The 1 week that you did 1.4, which, by the way, is Raw's lowest ever.
Yeah.
That's your highest ever. The 1 week you did that was the week even Jesse was like, I fucking love this show.
Yeah.
That was the 1.6 week. Then they hit 1.8 following that. So here's the deal, folks. The one thing I have never been wrong about, and no one can fucking question me, go back and look at 60-plus shows. You can't give me a normal Dynamite after your third week and hit 1 million. You can't do it, because you don't understand that there is a disconnect between the Bucks, Kenny, and fucking Cody. Mm-hmm. There is a even if they're still talking like they're good buddies, and like I said, ain't the elite ain't gonna be on that Rhodes show very much. Watch that. Here's the deal. You can't do it with what you're doing. This isn't 2 months. No. We are 2.5, almost 3 years into this shit. What more sample size do I need? I don't need anything else.
Well,
enough of people coming at me and saying it's not possible. I have a sample size that most scientists, fucking the COVID vaccine got
better stuff. Yeah,
the COVID vaccine got more information than I do, but I got fucking test results. I don't even know what I'm saying, but here's the deal. Stop trying to get mad at me for saying the one thing that for fucking 52 weeks over a 3-year span has been proven right every time. Go to every single show they've ever broken 1 million. What one was just a regular Dynamite, not counting the first 3 weeks? What was just a regular Wednesday night Dynamite?
I don't know if they had
it doesn't
any.
exist. I've checked numerous times. Jesse's checked. Yeah. Jesse, the first time Jesse came on the show and I said that he checked during the show to prove me wrong. He stopped doing it after that because he was like, oh shit, we're like 40 episodes in. He's right. Holy shit.
Yeah, it feels...
We're on season 3, assholes.
It feels like WCW because...
It feels like Thunder. Forget Nitro.
Well, yeah, it's like there's too much crap going on behind the scenes, and it's going to blow up in their faces.
It's so schizophrenic. It's so hard to watch. Everyone's like, Raw's boring. Yeah, but at least guess what? I'm bored for 3 hours straight. I can't keep up with this.
I've never thought of it that way. I think I might start saying that to people, but yeah, but to be honest, at least you were bored the whole 3 hours because you were like, okay, at least it's a consistent story. I hate it. And it's boring,
but at least it's consistent.
It's consistent.
Fucking Jesus.
And supposedly AEW is going to be pulling somebody else out here soon.
So Daniel Bryan is possibly on his way.
Before we get to that,
but they don't know who.
Going back
it's going
to
to be him or
going back to the summer of hot shotting.
Yeah,
you have given me everything. But here's the deal, and Jim Cornette was the first one to say it. What happens in 6 months? You can't do this for 6 months straight. That's why Vince has like 2 months of downers, because he has to wait.
Yeah.
You can't do this for you. Bryan Danielson's going to come in and have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And by the way, the show has taken on that. From now on, every single Young Bucks match will just
be honest.
Hold on, Jesse. From now on, every single Young Bucks match is just going to be referred to as this is the full episode of Dynamite. Because here's the deal. Everything that you hotshot, remember, the Bucks come out, they do everything, everyone has nothing else to do. That's been AEW for the summer of 2021. What do we do in the fall? What do we do in the winter? Oh, wait, hold on. We bring Sting back with more snow. Anyway.
He's going to be in Minnesota?
I don't know.
He'll be doing something with snow, I'm guessing.
Oh, God.
Maybe they'll finally have him surf. I don't fucking know. But here's the deal. You can't tell me what is left for Bryan Danielson to come into. Kenny's running around doing whatever he does. He's doing everything every week. He's beating everybody. Oh, and by the way, back to Jesse talking about Rampage. Why do I want to watch Christian versus Kenny at All Out? Why? They gave it to me on free television for somebody else's belt. Because fuck Impact.
Right.
Fuck Impact. You can't even get your own damn belt on your own fucking show.
Which, thankfully,
he
has been on the show.
And he retired.
More than Kenny.
He retired the belt.
More than Kenny.
I will give Kenny this. In the last 2 months, he's been on there all the time.
But he didn't do anything.
But he doesn't do anything.
Well, he doesn't do
He
anything
tries to
anyways.
hold Don back because old-ass Don's going to go in the crowd and fight people with Jay White standing there. Fuck you.
Don will get his ass whipped by that crowd. But let me say this. I got to be honest. I am not so certain that I'm not so certain that I gotta be honest with you. I'm not so certain that Daniel's actually going to that fucking AEW.
Because WWE is still trying to make a push for him.
No, I just don't think he's going back to WWE.
That's fair.
So, if he shows up in ROH, and then he shows up in New Japan, but he never shows up on AEW television.
That's not a win for AEW.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Because
it's a win for us, but it's a loss for
them.
them.
The rumor you started was that you got both CM Punk and Bryan. CM Punk was kind of confirmed a couple of months ago.
Well, but here's the deal. You've got
because he's a bad fucking liar.
Well, not only that, but ladies and gentlemen, you had 2 shows in Chicago. You ain't going to fucking Seattle, Washington anytime soon.
No, you're not.
So you know what? But that's also Darby's hometown, so it could be Darby Allin. So it's
that's true.
But it's
that's
just
true.
Folks.
Maybe that'll be his first opponent
You have hot-shotted.
You've made a 27-year-old kid the new Dolph Ziggler. Don't do that to Darby.
Dude, he ain't gonna make it to 30. You might as well go through his Dolph Ziggler phase now. but no, it's just folks. Even Jesse will tell you because New Japan went through a period of this. I don't remember the year. Maybe you'll remember like when I say this. But here's the deal. New Japan had a moment where to try to jump into America, they hot-shotted everything that they thought was working.
2012, 2013.
Thank you. So here's the deal. It's never worked. It never will work.
A little bit in 2016 as well.
Yeah. UWF tried it all those years ago, and they burnt out real quick.
Yeah.
Sheik decided to go ECW style.
Yep.
That didn't work.
Yeah.
ECW even flamed out.
Yeah.
Folks, Jesse's had to bow to the god of this, and he said it, and sometimes Jesse will spit after he says it because he hates to say it. But Vince is the master of staying on TV and not burning out what he's got.
Yeah.
So what he said, Kenny and they're going to be on what?
All Out for the
Kenny and Christian September 5th. All Out.
For the AEW championship, since he already took the Impact championship, he retired the TNA one.
He retired, he got the Impact and TNA championship, retired the TNA.
By the way, Christian, great promo to retire it.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
And I think Scott making that decision to let Christian take it was the right one.
Yep.
Just in the sense of Christian,
which is
his most success was with TNA.
But no, hold on, Leroy. I'm sorry what you're looking up, but we have to go on to the stupidest part about this because we're not even there yet. So that happened.
I don't know how it can be any stupider.
Oh, wait.
I know. We're talking about AEW.
Hold on.
Talking about Spot Monkey. It can happen.
When did Christian beat him? What day of the week?
It was a Friday.
Okay, so then guess what? Now we have to get to Saturday. So let me get this straight. We find out Saturday night after it happens that Tony Khan has full control over Kenny's finishers. And Triple H just went along with it because they want the American money. Fine, whatever. But you got Christian who beats him on a Friday, and then
he has to travel to Mexico.
Without Don. And then he wins.
Yeah.
But hold on. You didn't want Kenny to look bad. You just had him get beat by the guy he's gonna face and beat in 2 weeks.
Yep.
There's no logic. The Booker of the Year? Fuck you and shove it where the sun don't shine, Tony Khan.
So if we're going to talk about that, let's get into it really quick.
At least Ric Flair was there. I mean,
that was a moment. You got Ric Flair in Mexico for the first time.
You got Ric Flair in AAA for the first time.
Yeah.
He's done the other promotion. I don't know if they're around anymore.
And he didn't get paid for it.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
Andrade's his son-in-law. I think he just probably did that for Andrade, get the big pop from those fans there. But I'm sure the vacation in Mexico was wonderful.
I'm shaking with stupidity in the corner. Jesse, take this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You asked him to keep this fucking title on Kenny. Kenny's not going back to Mexico probably for another 7 months. Meanwhile, Andrade's signed there. What? By the way, this is how you can tell AAA does not give a fuck about that title.
This is so bass backwards.
Because they were just like, All right, cool. Like they don't care about that championship for shit.
You mean Tony, not Triple H?
No, I said Triple A. I was trying to say
Triple A. Yeah, Triple A.
Triple A don't give a shit about that championship.
Well, they didn't give a shit when they gave it to freaking Jarrett to take the TNA for freaking 16 months.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about that championship.
What is that title?
That title is a way for them to get, once again, like New Japan. Well, New Japan is doing it better with Strong. That's a much better idea.
Yes.
They're trying to get more English viewers on their product.
So it's the U.S. title in Japan.
Except
Something like that.
New Japan actually gives a shit who holds that title.
Because now Tanahashi has
it.
Is he the first Japanese champion?
No. He would be the third, but it's his first time holding it.
Got it, right.
So actually, I believe, and people are trying to, because New Japan hasn't said it yet, but I believe that makes him only now, next to Jay White, the second only Grand Slam champion. Because I think he's held just about every title.
Because what titles makes Jay White the Grand Slam champion?
U.S., Intercontinental, Tag Team, and IGWP Heavyweight Championship. Before they changed the fucking shape of the title to look like the Divas Championship.
So
God, I hate that fucking title.
So look at the bright side. It won't be defended in New Japan for a while.
God, yeah.
We'll get to that later. Finish your Kenny thing.
But yeah,
finish your Kenny
before
thing.
I have to be mad at New Japan, which I don't like to do. It's like being mad at your child.
Yeah.
You're like,
now, Jesse,
just expect more of you.
Jesse,
That's
for
true.
the
That is
fans out
true.
there that don't know, because here's the deal: we're not like AEW that just expects you all to know what we're talking about. We're going to help you. What is
So
holding?
thoughtful of us.
What is holding the IWGP, the GHC, and the Pro Wrestling Noah Championship mean? What does that make you?
That
then?
makes you
just a triple crown.
It makes you a triple crown.
GHC's not Noah, right?
No. But it makes you a triple crown. Actually, probably pretty much puts you into the Japanese Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Especially,
but that's not being a Grand Slam champion, is what I'm saying.
No.
When he says he's Grand Slam, he's the first New Japan Grand Slam.
Yeah. Because can
anybody do that now that the Intercontinental title's gone?
Outside of now the guys who have held it, no.
Okay.
No, not unless they decide to change what the criteria is for it.
Fair. That's fair.
So Jay White would be the first, and I think Tana is now the second.
Because who did Tana win the tags with? Was that early on in the Ace?
So early on in the Ace one, he won it with my guy Yuji, I believe. It was Yuji Nagata.
Okay.
And then, of course, he won it with Golden Star.
Yes.
Who we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. And then this is his first time winning the United States Championship, which he is now teased. He will probably defend against Jon Moxley on AEW television. So good job. At least you guys got that fucking going for you.
That's
good.
I said long ago, Tony Khan will have my respect if he can get that guy.
So it looks like New Japan is going to allow that to happen.
Yep.
But it just means Jon Moxley ain't winning that shit.
No.
No. But at least we'll get to see Tanahashi on live American television.
And not in a New Japan ring.
And he'll probably be the main event, because he better be the fucking main event if he's on your show.
If that doesn't happen, Leroy, we're going to open the show with just Jesse yelling.
Oh, my God. You guys will have to leave the room for 20 minutes as I exploit expletives you've probably never heard before.
We might actually do that.
I'll have to
make sure the kids are outside playing at the
They're
bar.
in a soundproof room or with their mother.
Yeah.
Because they can't hear
Bill, you guys may sound like, wow, those are words I've never heard before.
We may have to take off a day of work where the kids are with their moms so that we don't have them.
They would just say, I think I've heard Uncle Lenny say that, but I'm not sure.
Boy.
He says some bad stuff.
Yep.
But, because, I mean, listen, I've always said, and I appreciate Vince for
we
this.
We kind of got off the idea of the CM Punk thing, but go ahead and finish your stuff.
So, well, because it all goes back to CM Punk.
Oh, no. It all fits. I just want people to remember we're still on that.
So, here's the thing. It's just all fucking AEW now at this point anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, no, wait. Now we're on the whole fact that apparently Kenny's supposed to be this big challenger, but, like, wait a sec. He already got beat on free television, but now you're... Hold on a sec. No, here's the thing. Once again, Jim Cornette, right. Why would I pay $50 for a match I already saw?
So, yeah, as we circle back to that...
Why would I pay $50
here's
for a match I already
thing.
saw?
I wouldn't.
It makes... Because we were talking about the AAA Mega Championship. Yeah. Clearly, they don't give a shit about it, because... Otherwise, you would put that title on Andrade if you wanted it in your.
Because that's not because who is the AAA World Champion?
I forget his name.
I'll look it up.
I forgot his name. Oh, that's bad. Then again, that was actually the first AAA show I've probably seen in 7 months. So yeah, man, I forgot his name.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, because the Mega Championship is supposed to be their second most important title. And they really don't give a damn about it.
And they give it to Kenny.
Shit. Like he just said, like 3 years ago, they let Jeff Jarrett take that thing 4 years ago to TNA for no fucking reason. And then like 2 months later, they took it off of him. Because apparently it was just not getting the viewership they were hoping. So they were just like, just give it back. But going back to now.
It's interesting. According to Wikipedia, it is the top title there.
They don't give a shit about that championship.
But there's the Latin American champion.
I think
there's the World Cruiserweight champion.
I think the Latin American champion is the more important one to them because
that's Toros right now.
Yeah, because okay, yeah, because they clearly do not give a shit about the Mega Championship. They just don't. But going back now because I agree. When I found out that Tony apparently has power over like if Kenny's going to lose a championship. Why wouldn't you just tell the story of him losing these titles now? And if he beats Christian and keeps the AEW championship, okay.
Well, but here's the problem, though. Jim Cornette even said it towards that. If that's the booking that they ended up going with, the problem is this is, once again, Tony not knowing what he's doing, so he booked himself into a corner. So now Christian just takes the scraps. I mean, after Kenny's been used up, they just take the scraps from him. Like, and honestly, Jesse, I hate to say it, but nothing against the Impact Championship because they've been doing great for a while, minus bringing in Kenny. But I hate to say it. I hate to say it.
I'm sorry, Marcus. Me and you just disagree.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I hate to say this, Jesse. Because they're the ones that said that the AEW title was the most protected title, it didn't even look good for Kenny to have the Impact World Championship because theoretically, based on the storytelling, it's not as big. So why would we care about it? At least the Mega Championship said they wrestle around the world.
In the AEW world, apparently it's not as big. They don't even care about it.
Yeah.
But you wanted to open these doors. But here's the biggest issue.
By the way, Jordan Grace, you've been sitting there wondering and asking questions, and no one has seemed to answer you as to why the women are not getting a chance with this open door thing. Hold on. I'm actually here to finally answer that question because the AEW, who's ultimately the room where all the doors lead, because let's be honest, it is.
Yeah.
It's because the women's division is run by Kenny Omega, but I digress on that shit. Go ahead, Jesse.
Jordan, I want to reach out to her people, and I would love to interview her because I want to be like.
It's because of Kenny.
Do you like you know Kenny? Like she knows Kenny. Mm-hmm. Are you surprised? Like, are you surprised? Like you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Kenny Omega has one of the biggest egos that no one talks about in wrestling. They think Kenny's this like egoless champion. He's a fucking ego.
Kenny is an idiot.
Yeah.
Because here's what I'll say. Like I said, at this point, I'm like half and half.
Get off of Twitter. We're on the show.
I'm not gonna see him. I can't remember if I was following Jordan Gray.
Sure, you can.
And sorry, I ran across a Scarlet picture.
Can I get a little water, sir, while you're thirsty over
there?
Do
something while you're on the show. Good Lord.
I'm seeing it from following Jordan Grace. I don't remember if I was.
That's exactly what you.
Yeah, you want to follow Jordan Grace, all right?
Yeah.
So
Jesse,
as I was saying,
yes.
She's married. I can't follow her anywhere.
I mean, I will. I'll take the ass whooping for it. I don't care.
There you go.
But here's. But definitely her husband cannot do it. But let me say this. It's one of those things where everyone has now entered this partnership to kind of make the wrestling world feel bigger.
AEW is where all the doors lead because they're the ones who started it. End of story. You can't argue that.
And here is my only issue.
Are they constant exit doors or something?
Not yet. When those cuts start coming, like Jesse said.
Only AEW fucking benefiting from this.
Yep.
Now, outside of NWA and its women's division, because so far Nick has been smart not to go. It's one of those things. Only AEW has benefit from it. Like they're it. And by the way, not in a good way all the time. You had Serena, and you were able to sign
Thunder
Rosa, and she'll probably face DMD probably at All Out, maybe a little after at some point.
Yeah.
But no one's fucking benefiting from it except the company. They can't do anything with the damn benefits.
Yep.
By the way, that they also don't give their wrestlers. So, and then...
and by the way, Tony, the day that you do it, we'll give you an applause. But until then, we go rip you and your daddy's asshole apart.
I'm not mad at his daddy. Shad Khan did not fucking promise those wrestlers shit.
I agree, but here's the deal. He's the one still writing the checks.
He signs the checks.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the deal. If you sign the checks, tell your boy to shut up. That's all I'm saying. Go on.
He spoils them kids. Apparently.
Oh, does he?
I wish I would have been in that family. That'd be great.
Oh, man.
So,
of course, Jesse, you and I would have still called it All Elite, but we wouldn't have signed the Elite. Let's be honest. Jesse would have called up and said, "Hey, we're going to run a wrestling company." I'm like, "Well, I'm quitting my job."
Oh, I mean, listen, if Sean and Tony would have been like, "Oh, you listen, I want to start a wrestling company," I'd be like, "Yeah, you're not signing them to be EVP."
No.
I'm daddy around here.
I can use them. but here's the deal. The EVPs are in this room, not in Jacksonville.
Not them. Now, I will allow them a little bit of creative control, but I mean a little bit. Probably the size of Kenny's, you know what. All I'm going to say is this.
He's compensating for
to
something
get away from
all the gyrations.
freaking Kenny Omega because I'm sick of him. I was actually happy to see Christian win that damn championship.
But you know what's really funny? What's really funny? We have to segue into this because this is going to be one of the last things that we do because this is very important to talk about.
I do have her on Twitter.
Cool.
Awesome.
You were talking about the CM Punk factor.
Yes.
What happens to AEW when, dare I say, Dynamite starts to look good because you have Bryan Danielson and CM Punk? Dare I say Christian, Jericho when he's not working with the Elite? Because MJF, it was weird, but it wasn't as bad as the Elite shit.
Yeah.
But what happens when Kenny and the Bucks don't have as much leeway on the screen? Because let's be honest, Cody's going to get his, Punk's going to get his, Bryan's going to get his, Christian's going to... The problem they've backed themselves into is they signed all these guys, but I'm sorry. Where does it say that CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Christian, Paul White, and all these other guys, where does it say they are just going to come in and do whatever the Elite says, even if they think it's bullshit?
I doubt that.
Where does it say in the contract that by signing here, you are 100% going to do exactly what the Elite said? They don't need the money that bad.
No, they don't.
They really don't.
And by
they
the
can
way,
go back to Vince for half and still get more respect.
Here's the thing. You can, by the way, by the time you stop paying them, you've already paid them more than Vince ever would have. So
Vince is saving money on this deal. I don't care what anybody says. Vince is saving money left and right on this shit. So, no, all I have to say is, folks, we're going to put a pin in that one because we got one more thing to get to, but a little pin in that one. What's going to happen when Kenny and the Bucks only get 10 minutes of their 2.5-hour show instead of 30?
Isn't that what's going on now? They basically open the show?
Yeah, but they get 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like 10, 15.
No, it's the match is 20. It's 10 minutes of bullshit.
I got to be honest. I never watch the beginning of fucking Dynamite anymore.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
the young subs.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
anytime I hear
we will talk.
Elite,
yeah, right.
The Elite, like I feel my brain fucking melt.
And by the way, they're only
it.
doing that because they're no longer able to get the Bullet Club music at the beginning.
You're damn right they can't.
Because Tom ain't gonna allow it.
And
Jay White ain't gonna allow it.
Listen,
Gato ain't gonna allow it.
By the way, the Good Brothers are about to learn a good lesson of a good ass whooping because guess what? The Tongans came out. They shut that shit down in L.A. And they were like, well, swing, boys. Boys didn't want to swing. You're going to have to swing, and then you're going to have to take an ass whooping.
It's time for It's time for TGB, the Good Brothers, versus the GOD.
I got bad news.
And I got to...
And by the way, if we get... People are like, man, I can't wait to see Kenny and Jay. Are you sure? All Jay White does is beat this man.
Can I also say something, Jesse? You're going to have to help me here because you're our guy on the show. Doesn't this mean that they don't want something? Are the Good Brothers about to find out they don't want... What do they not want after this, Jesse?
They don't want that smoke, no.
They don't really want. Y'all don't really want what now?
They don't want Desmond though.
Y'all don't want Gorilla.
Oh yeah. They don't want to run into Gorilla.
Nope.
They don't really want it with Gorilla. I said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about the overall show next week when we've all seen it. But tonight, or last night, was the end of an era of the black and gold brand. Ladies, no, we're not doing the matches.
Okay.
We're not
We'll
talking
do it
about
next week.
We're not talking about the show. We're talking about the era of NXT that, I hate to say it, Enzo was right. That was the alternative. That was the difference in wrestling. I am not mad at what Nick Khan and Vince are doing because I hate to say it, Vince and Sean booked themselves into a corner. I'm going to criticize them the same way that I criticize Tony. Two different endings, but they both booked each other into a corner because Vince is not happy, and at the end of the day, Vince needs to get bigger television ratings. I get it. Nick Khan already confirmed it. It's a change in style. Things are going to look different. I still think it's going to be live, not tape, because they're still advertising as NXT live.
Well, they don't have a choice but to do it live because
that's what USA wants.
The network already said,
yeah,
we didn't pay for a tape show.
No, exactly. but folks, the end of an era that went from Seth Rollins to Neville to Andrade to Aleister Black, formerly Tommy End, to even Bo Dallas, we have to give some love to. NXT, I'm not saying this is the death of it. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to be what it was. It is reported that was Adam Cole's last match. The Young Bucks have already teased a seance. Britt Baker did it. If he goes to AEW.
But here's the thing. They teased one thing. There's also a report that he's already signed a deal. Guess what? We'll find out in the next 2 weeks.
Yep. Here's the deal. If Adam Cole goes, again, I am all for wrestling being healthy, but once again, Adam Cole's just going to take more time away from the Elite. Because here's the deal. If you do it on being the Elite, whatever, but you're not doing a seance on live television, boys. Not even you're that stupid.
You know what? Don't fucking put it past them.
That's fair.
Well, Jim had a comment about that too, and I listened to him. We said that if Adam Cole, baby, is going to go AEW, we've seen the best of Adam Cole.
Sadly, yes.
Because what is he going to do there?
Okay, hold on. This pissed me off because somebody motherfucking said this on the internet, and I think it was in the Lounge of Business. I'm going to find their ass. or maybe it was one of the pro wrestling pages that we follow.
Oh, yeah.
Go to AEW because you will be treated so much better. Are you fucking kidding me?
I saw that.
How? He was the longest reigning champ. He was never not a top guy. He was in the most dominant group. He was in every War Games. He main evented pay-per-views. He made money. He was allowed to do the freaking side shit with the card games of Uno. You couldn't have treated Adam Cole any better. So fuck you and your Vince hate. You can't tell me he was treated any... No company will ever treat him the way that he was treated in NXT.
No, he was treated really well.
To think
As
that.
FTR are learning now.
Fuck whoever thinks that he'll be treated better. Oh,
as LAX is learning now.
Everyone's like, he'll get more freedom.
As Darby Allin is about to find
What in the hell was wrong with the Adam Cole booking in NXT?
Nothing.
Next to nothing.
Yeah.
He even did Kyle a favor on the way out.
Yeah.
In a hell of a way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the deal. Fuck whoever says he'll be treated. It's impossible for AEW to treat him better unless it's money. That's the only thing you can do better for Adam Cole. Because with the money he made off merch, the respect he got from that locker room, fuck that. But here's the deal. It's the end of an era. Things are going to change. I get it. Your feelings on it, boys, because I'm the one who said, let's give it time. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people... They're not turning it back into a game show, number one. Vince still knows he has 2 hours of TV to put on.
About to say. I've already told people, well, first off, that fan's a fucking idiot. And anyone who agrees with him, I shouldn't insult your intelligence personally if you have an opinion, but sometimes if you say something stupid, I believe that as your distant friend, I should tell you when you're being stupid.
Yeah.
And that's stupid.
Yeah. But here's the deal.
But here, let me say this. I will say this.
Vince still has to... Here's the deal. Even if he's not competing in the Wednesday Night Wars, Vince still has to put on 2 hours of TV.
I will say this. They're going to change the style because Vince actually wants it to look like developmental.
Which is fair. But here's the deal. But no, okay, time out, Jesse. Before you go on, may I ask? When the NFL became a 12-month sport, when they covered everything from the re-sign period to the free agency period, and now training camp is a live event for fans... Is that not something that could maybe work in a different way? Because people like to see the behind-the-scenes shit. If they do this right...
Well, here's the thing. You still have to do it as a wrestling show.
Yes.
You still have to do it
yes.
as a story-based wrestling
yes.
show. So that parts of it won't change. Now they did do some signings. To be honest, the signings don't really tell me much because some of those people were still as some smaller sizes and shit.
Vince might be trying to make a bit of a
here's my
mid-card.
Here's the biggest problem I have with all this.
Yeah.
Triple H did not fail Vince.
No.
Vince failed Triple H.
Yes.
Because it was a game show that was shit. You were gonna throw it away, and Triple H said, "Let me try to do something else with it."
Yes.
When he first started, he gave you Roman Reigns. He gave you Seth Rollins.
What?
Let me finish.
Yep. No.
Dean Ambrose, some of your mid-carders, including Dolph Ziggler,
who
they sent down. They sent down Big Show for a short time to help him out.
Yep.
Got him better for his
Cesaro was
run.
down there.
Cesaro
Natty was down there.
Natty
yep.
went,
they built your women's division
about to
for the
say,
last 10 years.
Natty they had to actually send down there after she was already on the main roster because they felt that she was still too green even after being trained by her great-grandfather.
Yes.
Rest his soul. Triple H has tried to do this for you, and early on it was working. Here's where it failed. When you didn't like the guy's size anymore. Here's the only problem I will continue to have with Vince McMahon is that he's a 74-year-old man.
Yep.
You can't ask him to change but so much, and he's changed quite a bit.
Yes.
But it's still not enough.
It's the land of giants.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I agree.
So, because here's the thing. So, when I look on the landscape of independent wrestling,
75, but just
shit. Of wrestlers even coming up, how many shows have you heard about or seen in the last 6 years where you hear about 7-footers anymore? Guys who are 6 foot six.
Often.
You don't.
It's not a thing anymore. And I think Triple H has been trying to get that to his head.
Yep.
Now, what Triple H did for a moment, and why Enzo was technically correct.
Yes.
Even though I think Eric's a little crazy. He's a little fucking crazy. Is that it was the alternative because if you loved the independent scene, you were going to love NXT. But he was also trying to get those wrestlers to understand, I'm going to precondition you for if you do get that call up. So that way, when they work with you up there, you're not fucking lost.
Now, okay, if I may, because I was the first person that guessed this, and I said this back at Survivor Series when NXT won. If you watch Rhea Ripley, one of the biggest problems was how about NXT she was. I think that while, yes, I admitted it 5 minutes ago, and I'll admit it now, Vince did fail overall. Not going to deny that. But Triple H is not without fault. Because
he tried to turn it into a brand.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Turning it into a brand's fine. My problem is this. Because they're young and impressionable in this business, and you're Triple H, and you've got Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg is still somebody that can help.
He's mostly in the UK now, but
yep. But here's the thing.
As they still try their global expansion shit that they're trying to do.
Yeah, but here's the deal. No, but here's the deal.
It's not going to work in Japan. I don't know why they're still trying that.
No, but here's the deal.
Fucking idiots.
You tried. You didn't get them ready to understand that when you leave here, you're no matter what you think, it's starting all over again. In a way, what I'm trying to say is this: as soon as Dusty passed, I think that Triple H, and Triple H knew Dusty. I'm not going to take anything away from their friendship and their love. Yeah. That is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But Triple H made it his pet project, and I think even Triple H, because men have egos, and man has ego. Sure. I think he lost sight of what it was supposed to be. He should have never been as on-air character as he was. Doing it before every takeover, fine. To get the crowd hyped, fine. You're a goddamn legend.
Okay.
But when he stepped out and attacked Raw and SmackDown, and he was the leader of the Black and Gold, and they made an invasion out of it. I said to myself, nobody in the black and gold understands he's still not the guy in that company. There is a red and a blue, and Vince cares about the blue more than the red, but green is also what moves the needle. These guys, and I hate to say this, they weren't really training. This is why I'm on Nick Khan's side. Vince brought them in and said, be yourselves. We're just going to teach you how to work your in-ring stuff a little differently. But there was the development stopped, Jesse. And I'm sorry, but this is my opinion. And Leroy, maybe you saw it too. But the development of creating a WWE superstar stopped. And it was, come in and do the same stuff you were doing. We're just going to put it on a bigger scale with more lights and glitter. That's what I think NXT became, and that's why I agree with what Nick Khan has said. I could be 100% wrong when I see the clown show it becomes. Maybe.
I'm half and half on that, because we just talked about a guy earlier with Damian Priest.
Okay.
I think while he did turn into a brand, and maybe he shouldn't have put himself out there as much, but he's Triple H. I'm sure he can't fucking help himself. None of those guys can.
Exactly.
Except if you're Shawn Michaels, who really just...
Shawn wants nothing to do with it.
Shawn just seems like a guy who wants to stay retired. He's like, listen, I had my great run when I came back. I'm good. My kids are all now in college. I'm good. Plus, Shawn actually trained legendary wrestlers like Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
I mean, I can go on and on and on.
Yes.
But I think probably up until pre-COVID, of course, until a couple years ago, I think he had always been, yes, you guys can come in and do your stuff, but I'm still trying to, while you're working in NXT, you're also still learning how to work in front of a monster camera. Remember, the takeovers used to be in the bigger arenas, and sometimes, unfortunately, and maybe Vince's ego was hurt by this, they would actually do better than the WWE pay-per-views the night before.
I'm not saying that. Look, here's the deal. Vince trying to kill the momentum is definitely there.
Now, most of the time, the carryover didn't matter because they would still get most of those people from the NXT night before to come to the show right after. So, like, say they did a takeover before WrestleMania, they gave those guys packages, so you went to NXT, you could also go to Mania. So it was a nice package unto itself.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not saying Triple H is without fault. More of the blame to me is definitely on Vince in this sense. Damian Priest has worked. Bianca Belair worked. You know, all you really did with them is you taught them a little more and have allowed them to flourish on this bigger stage.
Yeah, but Jesse, I hate to say this, man, and this is once again why I love the show. We're going to disagree. You're talking about a bunch of blank canvas type people. You're talking about people that... I'm sorry, Punishment Martinez was dead before Damian Priest got there. We all knew that.
Well, he could do nothing else in Ring of Honor.
Exactly. But no, Jesse, I'm not talking about those people. You're talking about success stories. Let's focus on what has failed. Let's not just immediately say Vince killed them.
Okay, so I'm not saying Vince killed them. What I'm saying is Vince failed. That's different than kill.
Yes.
Because them changing the brand to me means Vince failed.
Yes.
Because to me,
I think Vince blames himself way more than he blames
and I would hope so.
Yes.
Because he failed. Because Kevin Owens worked.
Yes.
And Kevin Owens, you would think, is a guy that cannot work, and he's worked perfectly.
Well, but here's the deal. Kevin Owens was always able to work. Kevin Owens just didn't get along with people. Kevin Owens, I'll admit this, I think Kevin Cumble kind of brought himself down to earth a little bit when he got there.
Probably.
Because, again, he is now... Because here's the deal. Kevin loved the indies more than anybody. Kevin Steen was an indie freak.
Yeah.
But he was still a WWE Mark fan. He was. Now he gets to be in that world. Yeah. Now he gets to be... And he's got the size that Vince is never going to have that conversation.
True.
So Kevin's an out... The guys who have the size, push to the right for a second.
Now, here for the guys who didn't work.
Finn got himself. Finn's one of those guys that got himself over.
Well, Finn is a guy who could get himself over, and I think Vince understands guys like that. You don't let go.
Because here's the deal. Here's the deal. Finn had a combination that is rare. No size, looks though, the ability to be a technical genius, and he was over.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have like 3 or 4 of that, but he didn't. But he had the size removed. But Vince can't say no to that reaction.
No.
You can get no reaction but have size, and then Vince will just repackage you. Finn was never gonna fail. He couldn't fail. But then again, also think about this. That same crowd that got that hype in NXT, even they left.
Did they leave though? Did they? I don't think they did. I think
Vince didn't push him away because Vince wasn't paying attention to NXT.
Well, here's the thing. I think a pandemic happened, and there was no crowd to speak up.
Before we go on, no.
I don't think the NXT crowd ever left them.
Yeah, no. Before we go on, because this is not me conceding to Jesse and Leroy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need to put more context to this, and this will be the one time we do it. Everything we're discussing is in a post-COVID reality.
Okay.
Yes.
It is not the alternative reality where COVID never happens. It is the reality of where we're at.
Yeah.
If COVID never happens, we're not having this conversation.
To be honest, I don't even think they rebrand if COVID never happens.
Nope.
No, they keep going.
We have to understand something. A lot of our show is talking about a lot of things that a lot of other shows I don't think talk about because we started in a pandemic. We have never done a show outside of a pandemic. We're talking about a post-pandemic world. We're not talking about wrestling where everything is hunky-dory because there is no pandemic issue. So everything that is happening now is a result of the pandemic. Yeah. So while Jesse and I are disagreeing, we also both agree that we could both be wrong if it was if there was never a pandemic.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
So Leroy, Jesse's got his. You and I probably go back and forth, but anyway, your thoughts on what that era of NXT meant for you to watch? Because I know you were. Because to be honest, you didn't really follow NXT until we started the show. That's when you kind of really consistently. And they got on cable, obviously. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I heard about it and I didn't really watch it, but then I was like, I was intrigued. Then I checked it out. Yeah. And I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I was hate to say it. If Vince is going to turn it slightly back into developmental, not interrupt you, but it wasn't that the era when they were only an hour and people said they were the best thing in the world when they went on television? So technically, isn't Vince going to maybe just go back to the same formula that gave him those kinds of stars?
Probably.
I mean, I hate to say it.
And
what if this just turns back into that and Vince ends up being right?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not. And overall, I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I don't think, because people are like, man, so NXT is dead. I'm like, no, it's not dead. Am I nervous? Yes.
But everything needs a rebrand every couple of years.
Like, because at this point...
Roman Reigns apparently needs to stop doing missionary
stuff. No, that's every 2 years.
Okay.
He does a new missionary for 2 years.
Fair enough.
Or 4 years.
NXT definitely needed a refresher. To be honest, Raw could damn sure use a refresher. Because I could do a Jay's Take on our channel for like 2 fucking hours about Raw.
You could.
And its refresher.
You could.
But
you can't do it for 3?
Shit, I could probably do it for 5. Because I could get it to Bruce Pritchard, and my problem's with Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
But, so I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And I know, we just kind of disagree on a lot some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to it because I don't think it's the death of NXT.
No.
Yes, they're going to do things different.
But
I think it'll still feel like the same show.
But back with what you were saying, Leroy. What did the era of NXT mean to you, I guess?
I don't know. It just...
Because you came in after the era that you and I just talked about where it was only an hour, but you have come in to where Triple H was hot-shotting it to be its own thing.
Yeah, no,
And this is why I said I think Joe is the champion to build the next star.
I think
it's going to go back to where, here's the deal. There's going to be a lot more player coaches.
Yeah.
And, because that's what Joe will basically be.
That's what Joe is, yeah.
And by the way, nothing against Joe. I think the main event slot on a big show has maybe passed Joe by. Not that he couldn't still.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe. That's what I'm saying.
I got to watch that match tonight to even.
Yeah. I think the one thing we're going to go back to, once you win that belt, that means you're getting called up.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I think a guarantee Vince will have.
Yeah.
By winning it, by winning it, one of two things will happen. You win it, you're a main event guy there. You're a guy we want to look at. Now we're going to give you a run. That run is going to prove one of two things. Mid-card, championship. Mid-card, main eventer. That's what the title reign will now mean, which is what it should have been from the start.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say it, Bo Dallas, you were a mid-card.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Neville?
Well, I mean, the whole Believe gimmick was...
Neville was kind of a guy that I think...
Neville just really came into his own until he left, and that's okay.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I apologize for still interrupting, but yes,
right.
Your thoughts on what you saw during the era of NXT you've consistently watched.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought they had great talent and what they're going to use. And, looking at it is like, are they going to go up to the roster or not? And if they weren't, I enjoyed what they were doing on NXT. How are they going to change it? Who's going to be left? Are they still going to be the same people, or are they going to be brought up? I mean, Dexter Lumis, is he going to stay? Is he going to go up? Cameron Grind to the moon. I mean, is he going to go to the moon?
And see, that's like I said, that's where my nervousness comes.
Yes.
That is like, what's going to happen
and once again, while like I said, I'm not freeing Triple H of blame because they've never perfected what they were going to do with like a guy like Dexter Lumis.
The other problem is to what you're saying, not to interrupt, but what you're saying. The other problem is this. We've talked about it many times, but to put more context to the ratings.
And also, you can't keep Io down there.
No.
And their women's division needs something.
Yeah. Put her on Raw, it immediately
But here's the thing. They got to do this fucking Charlotte thing. They, like I said, I'm attuned to it because they almost have to do it.
Yes.
But if Io comes up to Raw,
yeah,
Charlotte has to lose. Story-wise,
yes.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Now, like I was saying, the ratings still matter.
Yes.
What AEW and NXT proved, whether it was the war or not, because we've seen them on the same night, we've seen them separate. There is a niche audience for that style of wrestling. There is.
Yes.
The entertainment that Vince brought to wrestling, and Jesse, I know that was never your favorite, and I know you are cool with both the NWA and WWE styles. You were more New Japan, so you were Inoki, you were more Baba.
Yeah.
Baba's,
Yeah.
Baba
was old school wrestling.
Yes, but Baba will always be more NWA entertainment style than Inoki was, because Inoki was always more shoot style.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of generalizing Baba. Baba was still great. I mean, but Leroy likes Baba in the sense that Baba liked NWA, but he knew NWA was still a work. You're more Inoki because Inoki liked the shoot style of wrestling.
But it was basically, it felt like it was a real physical fucking fight.
So my point is this. Leroy, you're kind of okay with both. You can do that. Jesse's obviously more Inoki, and I'll admit I'm more Baba, as we use sort of our Japanese influences here. But this is my point. Vince won the ratings war with his formula. And he still does. Raw still does better than NXT and AEW combined, basically.
That's not a doubt.
Yeah.
SmackDown is the A show by a goddamn country mile. In the literal sense and in the actual sense.
I don't even know if it's a country mile. It might be a continent mile.
But Jesse, this is my point. Everyone's mad at Nick Khan for understanding Vince's vision. Nick's just a paid consultant.
I've never been mad at Nick Khan about any of that.
But getting back to my point is that the ratings are still there, that Vince's version of things here's the deal. All the fans want to prove Vince wrong. Stop watching Raw and SmackDown.
I've been saying that for years.
It's not that fruitful at
all. It's not that hard.
Turn the channel.
If you want Vince to change, you're never... This is like people telling...
If Raw drops below 700,000, that bitch will flip real quick. But that's why I tell people, like, if you don't care, then don't watch. Because if it ever goes...
We have a show because of Raw and SmackDown, not because of AEW and fucking NXT. We have a show because of Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
End of story. We throw in the New Japan stuff, but this is how it works.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I'm always the Vince defender, and we're one of those shows, one of the few shows that does that. But here's the deal, folks. SmackDown's over 2 million every week. Raw's lowest week is 1.4, and yeah, that's bad for Raw because it was the lowest ever. That's AEW's best. At their best, they're their worst. Sorry, that's fact. There are two. Okay, to quote Colin Cowherd on Tim Tebow, there are two kinds of truths in this world. There's the truth that you want, and there's the reality of what is.
He was never a quarterback anyway, so.
Tim Tebow is a Saturday athlete, not a Sunday athlete.
He's a Sunday guy.
Yeah. Not a Sunday athlete.
But not an athlete.
And I'm going to get a little political here because this is important to me. 99.5% of all people in America who are currently on a ventilator with COVID are unvaccinated. Not 99% of cases, but 99% of people on a ventilator have no vaccine.
Yeah.
That's a truth. Sorry if that doesn't work with what Fox tells you every 5 minutes. Sorry if that's different from what the one crazy pastor in Texas is trying to make you think, who wants all your money and they're giving it to him.
Conservative host died recently from COVID.
But no, the truth is the truth. Vince's version sadly is still working. The formula is less than the Attitude Era, but it's still the best.
Yep.
If you all want Tony to win, don't tune in to Monday. Because realistically, this is how we're going to end the show. Realistically, Leroy.
Yeah.
AEW is 800 to 1,000 to 1 million. What percentage of that, or give me an actual number, how many of them do you think tune into Raw and SmackDown? Jesse, would you like to answer?
Probably 10%.
Okay.
You think 10%?
He's got 200,000.
Probably 10%.
I'm going a little bit higher. I think 20 maybe.
I think most AEW fans don't give a they just hate Vince so much. But WWE has a casual audience.
Yep.
So because they have the casual audience, they damn sure don't give a shit about AEW.
But here the thing is, and this works. Howard Stern, so popular.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that loved him listened to him to see what he does next.
When he left, think about this. When he left FM radio, it killed FM radio.
True.
The
people that wanted him off the radio listened to him to see what he's going to do next, so they could go after him.
Leroy, I mean, you were there. You were there when he came up. When he left FM radio died.
Yeah. Now he's on.
When he went to Sirius
XM
radio, AM and FM radio basically became nothing.
Well, I mean, to me, it was always nothing.
But when he was there, he had the listeners.
I'm young enough that to me it was.
Yeah, but
we had tape players.
But
by
Jesse,
the way, you know how old I am now that there's a fucking generation, including your own kids, that don't even know what that is.
Yep.
I had 8 tracks and records. All right.
I had an 8-track too, because my uncle kept his for a long time.
Yeah. They're pretty.
All right,
fun.
well, ladies and gentlemen,
I still have a VCR.
Please support local wrestling. I'm gonna start saying that more. DPW was great.
And hey, we get support. And I just noticed on Facebook.
Yeah.
The DPW general manager, Alex Riley.
Yep.
It's his birthday today.
Yep. Alex's birthday.
So we say happy birthday
to him.
Happy birthday
to Alex, good sir.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we also would like to just give a quick shout out to our boy Al Sands. He's doing great work. We don't have a fun promo. We just have a simple, if you ain't buying this shit yet, that's your own fault.
Also, he has a barbecue sauce out now. He's been promoting like crazy.
Is that shit not good?
It's delicious.
Is that shit not good?
Go get you some.
Woo!
Go get you some.
But anyway, we are on Twitter now. Leroy, would you like to give them that Twitter handle, please?
Tweet
us to get on the show. We're available.
Tweet us. Well, yeah.
What's that? What is that underscore hashtag?
It's cards_13.
Cards_13.
Twitter at cards_13. We are there.
We are on Twitter now.
Follow
we are
us.
still on Facebook. 245 likes. I ain't gonna be too mad about that. Only 62 subscribers on YouTube. Gotta get that up.
Gotta pump that up.
We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on all these places. This was one of my favorite weeks of wrestling. And you know what? I'm gonna end with this. I have decided that and even with Dynamite, it's gonna be hard, but I've come to the conclusion, and you two, I'd like to thank you as well for joining me on the journey, but ever since I went to SmackDown Live, ever since the Lift Bridge and DPW confirmed it, it's fine to have people to argue with wrestling about, because that's what we love about wrestling. There's different opinions, but sometimes just sit back and enjoy the show the way you want.
Yeah.
I was the minority on Becky. I know that. I don't care. I still loved the show. I loved the moment.
Yeah.
So we talked about it, niche product, but remember, if you loved it as a kid, there's no reason you can't love it now, because there's your version of wrestling somewhere in the world.
Say that since I joined, man. Like, if just because you don't like one thing, you can find the thing you do like and just love it. Just love it.
NWA Power available. I'm sorry. New Japan Strong available only for
$9.99 yen or $10 American. All we're saying is there's plenty of wrestling to go find, baby.
Ladies,
New Japan, if you ever want to pay me for that promo, you let me know.
we should tweet them. They might do that.
I'll tweet Gato. He'll probably swear at me in Japanese. I'll be like, thank you.
Yes. So from all of us at 13 Cards, it was an emotional weekend, but I think it ends on a high note. Jesse, welcome to the family.
Happy to be
I know it's long overdue for us to do that, but there was no way, I didn't discuss it with Leroy because there was no way he was going to disagree. So we appreciate you. And we love you. From the now official 3-man team, we'll see you guys next week. We are finally back on a consistent schedule for at least the next couple of months.
That's true.
See you all later.